perspective. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Today, we will be previewing Chelsea's away game against Liverpool at Anfield. We will try to predict the outcome of the game. We'll try to predict the manager's selection for that particular game. We have just two news items to address, which is good. And the sooner we get done, we call it a day. No need staying that long unnecessarily. That aren't too much going on in terms of Chelsea's activities and on the transfer in this particular transfer window. But more importantly, as I've said, I hope you're all doing well. Without wasting much of your time, sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Good coffee right there. All right, people. I appreciate you once again finding the time to join me on the show this particular morning. I hope you're all doing well. Lots of updates from Patrick in case you're interested. But Patrick, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Look at it once again. You'd see, again, some interesting update right there. If you're interested, take a look at it. And then we have Constantine done. Big up to you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. And he's saying, I thought you would be sleeping this game later. No, I think we still do a pre-game show. Watch along, I'm not too sure. And I'll consider that even if we do watch along, it'd be on the other channel because I need to be doing something there so it doesn't lay dormant too much and the YouTube algorithm will abandon it. Keep dropping the likes on the stream around 11 a.m. your time. Yep. I think the game starts at what time? It's supposed to start late. Just give me 1 second here. The game is around where is it? Yeah. So it should be around 11. The pregame should be around 11 a.m. my time. You're very correct. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Again, it's at 7:15 a.m. your time. Wow. So we're actually 7 a.m. your time. So I'm just around 4 hours ahead or so. Wow, okay, I didn't know that. Now it's easier. Let's see, keep dropping the lights on the stream. I'm back at home as well. Oh, welcome back, brother. I hope it went well. I hope you told us the last time that she's good. She was better at the time. Hope she's still good. Big up, coach. And the top big up to you, to my 2 a.m. bro, friend. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. I hope you're doing well. Big up, JC. Nice to see you, brother. Much love to you. I appreciate you so much. Let's see. People just exchanging pleasantries there. Kachila, Nida Salah, no Nkunku will start. Okay. Nkunku maybe, but Nkunku will be on the bench definitely. Salah, is it his wait, where's Egypt? They're still in AFCON, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Let me just give me 1 second. Let me check something here. Were they knocked out? They've not been paying proper attention. But I'm going to start from the quarterfinals. I will start definitely. But I'm not sure. I don't think he's back yet. Even let me see. One sec here. I'll be back with you guys. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, while you wait for me. Let me see. Let's go with Egypt. Play that one there. Yeah, the next game is against Burkina Faso World Cup qualifier. What June? So are they out of AFCON? Yeah, it looks like it. No, January 22. Yeah, it looks like it. Let's see. Well, let's keep dropping lights on the same people. The lights will go a long way. I don't want that to delay. Salah came back to Liverpool a while ago for rehab. He had an issue. Okay. let's say, Kachila, are we not doing any strikers? Any striker? They'll update closing. I'm not too sure what's going to happen. It doesn't look like we're going to sign anybody, but but here's the thing. I'm not just going to say that for starting right now, and that's because anything can happen within a few hours, and we still have to end of tomorrow to see whether anything happens. And we're hearing that Broja could still leave the club. So yeah, Salah is injured and out of for weeks. I said to miss League Cup finals. Okay, yeah, and I'd rather he plays actually because he's predictable than all the attacking talents that they have within their ranks. Yeah, no chance Nkunku starts. I doubt Poch makes that decision. You never know. But he said he's being the squad. He didn't specifically say whether he starts or not, but we'll find out. They're out of AFCON. Yeah, okay, thank you for that update once more again. Yeah, I'll start paying proper attention from the quarterfinals right now. Probably do watch along for some of the games. Let's start addressing the items we have lined up here, and then we'll move on to the match preview proper, and predictions are proper. Let's see. I wouldn't be surprised to see Nkunku start, and Poch might play him from the start to 60 minutes. And if I were Poch, I'd do the same. Start him. You say be on the front foot before maybe take him off, not to play him too much. And chances are he's been ready for a while. It's just the manager being ultra cautious, being sure that he's fully ready before he gives him a start in the game. You never know. But keep having the lights on the screen, people. And quickly, I want to appeal to those of you who are watching, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat. Just know that we appreciate you, and that's because you watching alone does go a long way. Yep. And but we want to ask you for one tiny video favor, which is to please take a second, drop a like on the stream for us to help us garner more likes to be able to reach more people. Thank you so much if you're able to do that. Let's see. I want to, yep, we've addressed that one. And Constantine Dante is saying Poch has been pretty consistent with that. But okay, let's see what happens really. But I think it should be a fully featured start and play from start to finish right now. Maybe we'll bring the match argument into the debate whether it should start or not. Pot Junior as well. Yeah, exactly. JC will be proud of you for mentioning that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Let's address the items we have lined up, and then we will immediately get to the lineup prediction exercise and everything. And we'll look at the numbers too, as usual. See which of the two teams is doing has done better in the last 5 games. How many goals they scored? How many were scored? This particular report is saying Amanda Broja could still leave Chelsea before tomorrow's transfer deadline. Fulham appears to be his most likely destination, and if Chelsea sends him a loan, they want an obligation included for how much. That's cheap, actually, 30 million. Given for me, I still believe there's a good player in him, and he will come good in the future. But he needs time. The question is whether we have the luxury to afford him the time he needs to regain the sort of form he showed before he got injured. I don't know. And another question is okay, here's the thing, whether you think it's been good enough or not. The question is, okay, if we sell him without bringing someone in, we'll be very thin in that department. Yeah, whether you like him or not, we'll be very, very thin. And there's no guarantee Jackson stays fit forever. And him being available could be, you can say, the push that Jackson needs to do even better in front of goal. They're both still very young players, but let's see what the club does. It just wouldn't make sense to let Broja leave, even be the loan with an obligation for the loaning club to purchase him on a permanent. It wouldn't make sense if we don't have plans to bring reinforcements, whether on a short term or long term. But we'll wait. Let's wait and see what the club does. It's as simple as that. Poch Junior as well, you mentioned that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Coach, I am back home, and also I'm a day ahead of you. It's Thursday morning here. Oh, there already. You skipped that comment earlier. Did I really? Okay. But okay. Let's see what else we have here. Starting Nkunku and risking ending is sending him back to the hospital. Just give me 1 second here. Why is this blocking my distance? Because I inputted the machine to the factory settings. It's asking me to update McAfee. Let's see. For 4 weeks. Okay, and risking sending him back for 4 weeks. Okay, let's see what the manager does. But he told us he will be in the squad. They specifically say whether he is or not, but we'll find out today. Let's see. Maybe that will force Pocher to play Washington already. If Broja leaves and we don't bring in reinforcement, it definitely means Washington will get more chance. But I'd rather Broja than Washington. Washington for me right now, as good as anybody argues that he is, in my eyes, is still unknown. It doesn't matter how much we paid for him. I get it. I've asked the question since he hasn't played that much. It just seems as if we paid 20 million euros for a player that we probably overvalued his abilities or something like that. I'm not too sure what to make of that situation, really, but we'll find out. I'm still going to repeat it. It wouldn't make sense to let Broja go if we don't bring in a replacement or a reinforcement. And given the manager's comments, I don't expect him to say otherwise, but the seriousness with which he said the things he said about Amanda Broja, it just sounds as if they trust him to the extent of comparing him to what's the former Tottenham striker, comparing him to Harry Kane. I was shocked when he did that. If we say Broja alone means Nkunku will play striker or partner, in a fluid approach. So let's see. I don't think we sell him. I think he'll be here tomorrow. But definitely guy like the States. I've always said that beyond January, I don't know what's going to happen. Liverpool played very direct. One of those teams where force 9 is what Pocher prefers. So let's see. Maybe we'd see what's his name. We'd see Cole Palmer playing in that position again. Washington's ability has been good. Watching him in results, he deserves a goal. How do you get how do you get to watch the results game? I don't see any of them. Maybe I've not been paying attention properly. I have seen more from Washington than Broja. Really? I don't know him that well. I can't. And okay, let's see. Selling Broja without a replacement is a recipe for disaster. Plus, how does a loan help us financially nowadays? I think at least they would take a salary off our books, and with an obligation to buy, then we'll be assured to get some a sizable fee from his sale in the summer, and added to the money we'll have to try and sign a Zimmerman or whatever striker we're interested in signing. But that's a small opinion anyway. Let's move on to the next item. I want us to get into the match a preview exercise as soon as possible. The next one talks about Kendrick Pies, the wonder kid, Moses Caicedo's countryman. Kendrick Pies has been awarded the best young player and best offensive midfielder in Ecuador at just 16. Wow, the kid is still 16, really. Oh my gosh, what a signing. Hopefully, I can't wait. In 2 years' time, he'd be eligible to play for us. He's also been named in Liga Pro's Team of the Year. What a star. I can't wait till he turns 18. Hopefully, we don't, with the world overall, don't overhype him and it becomes an issue for him. But I think he's such a star that I don't think that would be an issue. He's played at the highest level at a very young age. Coach Chelsea TV shows games and extended highlights on YouTube as well. Okay, so can you elaborate more? Would you say he's an out-and-out striker? Would you say he's a hybrid striker? From the little I've seen, I'd say he's more of a hybrid number 9. Not just stereotypical number 9, in my opinion. But let's see what else we have here. In life, no limit. A big up to you too, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. I hope you're doing well. Big up Kuchila Panel and Chad. It would be great to put down a statement win against Liverpool in front of their fans to ruin their party and wipe that smile off our club's faces. Plus, you can say punish them for saying a lot of nonsense he's been saying about Moises Caicedo and Romeo Lavia. To me, he's still bitter that they didn't get them. He knows we have better quality in the midfield area than they do. And he still can't stop saying nonsense about Moises Caicedo or having a slight dig at him. He's just bitter. I think Caicedo needs to prove him wrong. He needs to plays so well that he'd maybe eat his word and say something to the effect of, I think we missed a good signing there. He's been saying nonsense nonstop. Let's see. Just having a conversation there. In the Maya is in the house. Maya, I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I hope you're doing well. Let's push for 30 likes. Let's go. Big up everyone. Maya is saying hello to all of you. Maya, were you able to send me a message on X? I haven't seen it. Big up, nice to see you, and thanks once again for becoming a member. I sincerely do appreciate that. Let's see anything else. Morning to my assistant Santiago Muno. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Morning, Coach Panelist and chat. Thank you, brother, for finding the time to join us. So without wasting much of your time, the question I want to ask you is this. Let's start with the usual question. Are you looking forward to this game? Do you think the game draw? Whatever you think, let us know why you think that would be the case. It'd be interesting to hear what you have to say. And I'll wait. Let's hear you people. Speak to us. Speak to me. Let's hear you. Again, 18 likes. We should be doing way better than that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Once more, the question is, are you looking forward to this game? Do you think we can get a win? Do you think the game ends in a draw? Whatever you think, in the chat. It'd be interesting to see what you have to say. Just give me 1 second here. I need to take care of something quickly. I need to share the stream on social media so that more people can come and join the conversation here. All right, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's go, people. Let's go. Let's go. Right, let's see anything here. Constantine Dante says Washington is 6'2", not short, but skin is so fast and more technical as with Brazilians, not a traditional number 9. Just as I suspected from the little I've seen. I suspect that that's how it began. That he's not your stereotypical number 9, more of a hybrid number 9. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. So if you're in the chat, the question is: are you looking forward to this game? Or do you think we beat Liverpool? Do you think they beat us, or do you think the game ends in a draw? Whatever you think, just let me know. And it looks like there's an update here. Chelsea are in talks with Strasbourg over and Andrea Sanchez loan. I think that would be a better loan for him. I think he gets to play there. That one at Nottingham Forest was horrible. It turned out to be a huge mistake. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's hear you. Are you looking forward to the game? I'm trying to share the link to the show on social media to see if more people can come and join us. Give me 1 second there. Yeah, that's correct. Let's see. And I'm looking for this particular one here. So yeah, if Amanda Broja is sold by the end of the day tomorrow, it simply means that David Washington will get a lot more chance to show the manager, that he should be part of the starting 11 if he can. But because for me, in my opinion, I haven't seen why we paid that much money for him. But we'll find out anyway. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to share the link to see if more people can come join us on the show here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go a long way. Let me see, which one am I looking for? This one here. Let's go. Let's go, people. Let's go. Let's go. Right. There you go. Gonna do that there. All right. Let's see what he has to say. You would think Washington would suit a Poches. Not sure why not trying him. Yeah, I agree. Because Poch is he's not known to use a stereotypical number 9s. And last you given what you explained, Washington is this ideal type of number 9, in my opinion. Yeah. because of his ability on the ball and everything. Today it tells us, we'll find out. Let's see what else we have here. We need to somehow win. I don't care how. And you're not sure what to expect, right? We could win. We're gonna win one. We're gonna win. Okay. Are you a Liverpool fan? I'm not too sure what you're saying, boy. 222 splash. Maybe you need to rephrase what you have there on Instagram. And Maya is saying we need to beat them just to disturb their title race. I think not just for the sake of it. We can, if we beat them, our position in the table will improve significantly, and that's because probably other oppositions will be as difficult as them. But you could argue, given who we are and the way the sort of teams we like to play against, I think this will be actually easier than our subsequent games, in my opinion. That's because they play a very high line. They have no other way to play than a high line, a high press, and everything, high octane football from start to finish. But I think it would be like the last game. If they sense that we're on, if we take it to them, and they sense that there's a chance they lose the game, just like the opening day game, they start defending like they did the last time. But we'll find out what again in a few hours. Let's see, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. By controversial VAR call will be ideal. Yeah, we'll take it. It hardly happens for us. Yeah. Who is who? I don't know who that is. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along. We sincerely do appreciate you all. Let's look at what we have on the screen here. Front mob of things. Okay, Biden definitely. And that's because Levi Cowell is injured, and this I see right back. I think we may well see that, even though Malagusto is available. The excuse now will be that he's not fully ready. Maybe we'll start with this, and as the game, as we approach the end, as we approach the end of the game, like in the 78, maybe 60 to 78 minutes, we'll see Malagusto come on. But I wouldn't be surprised if he starts. I think he should start this game. We should go for it. Not necessarily in the right back position. I get it. He's done well, and he's capable of making those overlapping runs to make to support whoever plays in the right wing position. But I think if Gusto is ready, why not start him there? But this is just they think this will be Chelsea's lineup. Of course, Petrovic between the sticks. Two centre backs. Badia, Sheila, and Thiago Silva right back. This is Axel, this is left back. Ben Chua, 2-6-6, of course. Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. 10, Conor Gallagher. Left wing, Raheem Sterling, right wing. Noni Madueke, and number 9, Cole Palmer. I think Cole Palmer will play in the number 9 position today, and that's because Nicolas Jackson isn't available. And it doesn't look like the manager trusts, what's his name, Amanda Broja. But we'll find out more. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Mudryk over Sterling. But that's just who you'd start if you were the manager. But you know fully well that Sterling will start, most definitely start, most likely, let me just use most likely, start over Mudryk. Except if the game, when we see the lineup and he does otherwise, then yeah, he's done that. It's just Anthony Taylor refereeing this match. Let's hope not. I will check the referee in a bit. The referee is Paul Tierney. I hope I'm not butchering his name. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with Mudryk starts today. Let's find out. This will be the ideal game for him, given that Liverpool plays a very high line and he can exploit that effectively. I know Sterling can be quick on his day, but I'd rather see Mudryk start. But we know fully well it'd be difficult for that to happen. Yeah, unfortunately. All right, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. 21 likes. We should be doing way better than that. Let's see what else we have here. Imagine Palmer and Nkunku together. Okay, yeah, that would be good. But we could see that today. Whether Nkunku starts or not, I think he still plays a part in this game. Palmer at 9 today, yeah, most likely. And the two remains. If we play Broja, then you can say it will be easy for Liverpool to deal with that attacking line. But with a more fluid approach, they struggle more, in my opinion. Yeah, because Broja, even if he's done well enough, he's not that powerful enough to settle them. We need a more fluid attack to create a problem so for the Liverpool defense. Gallagher probably playing 10 today. I see that happening. But I think if we play, you can say play. I mean, we don't have too many options really. Let's see what the manager does. So I'm not going to go into that. For Liverpool, they think it will be Trent, right back. Konate, one of and Van Dijk as the two centre backs. Robertson at left back. Jones left eight. The left number 8 and the right number 8. Slobozai. Central McAllister. Diogo Jota as 9. Darwin Nunes left forward, right forward. Ruben Diaz. That's a serious attack right there. Even though that even when Salah isn't playing, and I've said before, I'd rather Salah play than one again and one of these three to be benched. That's because Salah is very predictable, and this in any way predictable in my opinion. But let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Palmer has not been at his best 2 times as a striker, but had he been clinical, I don't think we'll be arguing whether he's been at his best in those positions in the number 9 position or not. But here's the thing: the truth remains. The truth remains that he'd be more effective whenever he plays deeper. He's not such a player. He needs again to have the independence to be wherever he deems fit on the pitch. If you station him in a particular position without that freedom, he'd be less effective. But always, at least, he'll be effective to a considerable extent. And he has to play that position by force. Yeah, you could say that. We played a 3-4-2-1 when we played Liverpool at the start of the season, and you're suggesting that the manager may well do that again. And chances are we've actually done that in a while, given if you pay attention to the heat map of our players after each game, the application in most cases is sometimes 4-3-3, sometimes a 3-4-2-1 structure. It depends. Yeah, but it's been everywhere. Double pivot Enzo plus Casado, Sterling right wing, Mudryk left wing, Gallagher 10, Palmer 9. So yeah, I think Made may well start today. He may well start today, given the fact that Nkunku, what's his name, Amanda Broja won't start, and most likely will start on the bench. But let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with. So let's do the usual thing. I'm gonna vote now. Who will win? So I think this one ends in a draw. Let me not just you can say be biased because I'm a Chelsea supporter. Let's go with a draw. Wow. So we are the underdogs here, and that gives me hope. That's when I see such, that's when I know we most likely will get a good result from a game. The 63% of people who thinks Liverpool will win. That's a lot. 11% thinks the game ends in a draw, and only 26% thinks Chelsea will win. So we're definitely the underdog here. You can say not surprising, given how inconsistent we've been since the start of the season, and plus a lot of the big clubs don't respect us that much, except if they paid attention to the fact that we performed better against the so-called big boys. But I like this. Once I see this, that's the sort of thing when I see it, it gives me real hope, knowing that we're gonna do well. And I've always said this every time we play Liverpool. It's usually easy to play against Liverpool, and I think most Chelsea fans have learned that over time. 2-1 Chelsea. Maya thinks that's how the game is gonna end. Of course, we are underdogs. They are at home. Yeah, exactly, and they are topping the table. But usually with Chelsea, that's not the case. A few years ago, but things you can say we're given where we're at today. Yeah, I'm not shocked. Let's see, we're Chelsea. Yep, we're Chelsea. But given the recent results, we're the underdogs. Good morning to you too, Jude Mesole. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well, and I sincerely do appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough for always supporting your bro. And hopefully we get a chance to put a plan in place to grow your YouTube channel so that you get monetized as soon as possible. Again, I hope you're doing well. Do share the link to your YouTube channel whenever you get a chance so people can go check it out. And this is saying, I think we can win. My confidence comes from the fact that we have been better against the so-called big teams this season. You're paying attention. You've been paying attention. Yep. I just hope the younger players don't freeze at Anfield. I don't think they will. I don't think they will, but let's see how that pans out. And we've been actually making great progress of late, except that loss against Middlesbrough away. And you can say we've made up for that, in my opinion. This is saying that everyone has been underdogs for a long time at Anfield. You could argue that. Again, and recent results suggest most likely outcome result if you're going by recent results. But let's see. Let's get into the match preview. Let's get into the match preview exercise proper. We've played a total of 24. That's 37 times. They've won 14 times. We've won 10 times. We've drawn 13 times. And the last 5 meetings, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to show one more. I have to expand it for us to see one more. The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meetings, 2 of them cup games. They beat us in both on penalties. You can say, and both games we actually should have won those 2 games, but you can say we were unlucky. And even beyond that, it's been draw after draw. We beat them. Okay, for this 2, they beat us at home, 2-0 at home. That was in 2020, and we beat them 1-0 away in 2021. And then after that, it's been draw after draw after draw after draw. And had those 2 games not being cup games, it counts as draw too. So 1-1 draw, 2-2 draw, and then they beat us on penalties. On penalties, 0-0 draw, 0-0 draw, 1-1 draw. And if you're going by the previous results, even beyond that, years back, it's always been draw, or narrow wins after narrow wins. So chances are he ends the same way today. A narrow win for either side, or maybe a draw most likely. But that is just rated player is Parma 7.37, 7.97 for Mohamed Salah goals. Mohamed Salah has 14 goals. And Cole Palmer has 9 goals. Salah has 8 assists. Cole Palmer has 4 assists. Matches played. Salah has played 20. Cole Palmer has played 18. Just 2 more than Cole Palmer. Keep dropping the lights on the show, people. The lights to go along. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show, and I do hope you're all doing well. And we cannot be serious if we are taking that first 9 thing for real. I think now we may well see that happen today. Broja, I don't think he plays. I don't think he starts, in my opinion. Gallagher's statistics from Sky Sports is alarming. Gallagher is a machine. His work rate is tremendous. You can't take that away from him in terms of looking at the numbers. But do I think we can do better than him? Yes, but right now, he's been one of our better players so far this season. Whether you like him or not, if you're being truthful to yourself, you have to accept that. Van Dijk, I think Van Dijk, he has a lot of weaknesses, actually. If you take the ball to him, usually he falters, doesn't know how to defend 1v1 of late. Maybe he's losing it. I'd only start Broja to keep 2 centre-backs, at least busy marking him. But he's not been that effective, like you could say, at unsettling defenders. He's still a bit rusty, given how long he was out with his injury. Keep having the lights on the screen, people. The lights do go a long way. We'll play through the flanks with Palmer as number 9, usually a fluid approach. And I think we'll do better against Liverpool with a fluid approach. I don't think Broja is capable of, you can say, occupying the defenders. I agree, both Jackson and Broja are not good enough, at least now. But how is selling them going to improve us for the rest of the season? Heston, both are kids. But I will take Jackson over Palmer and over over Amanda Broja anytime, any day. And besides that, I think we've had this conversation before. I will not. I'm not gonna. How do I? Again, Jackson is not a number 9. And I've always argued that we should just let Jackson be Jackson and the rest will be history. And we've seen, I'm quite sure we've all seen how good he can be on the flanks. You just let him be. He was never a striker. And if we signed them as one, we made a mistake. And if we want to continue playing them as one, it would take time for him to become good at fulfilling the number 9 role. But let's see. It was never his thing, and becoming one will take time. Galaka, bye-bye at the transfer deadline tonight. Namaya, nice to see you. Thank you for finding the time to join the show. And I've shared the link to this particular to Jude's CFC Jingle to channel. Go check it out. It's pinned at the very top of the chat window. Go subscribe. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And more importantly, get monetized. A big thank you to our 3 new subscribers yesterday. Please, we need more numbers to grow the channel. Kindly subscribe. Go help him. And naturally, if you haven't go subscribe, believe me, you will like it. You're getting battered. Let's find out. Okay, we'll find it. You have every right to say that. All we need is to mock Diaz and Jota. Jota, both are dangerous. That's because they're unpredictable. If we had Salah been available, I don't fear him as much as I fear the 3 guys they have in their front line. That's because the 3 of them are unpredictable. Salah, if you've watched him for a while, it'd be easy to mark him out of a game. In my opinion. Keep having the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go along with 23 likes. We should be doing way better than that. Give me a second. Let me take a sip of my coffee before I lose my voice. It's a really good coffee, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and I'll still be paying attention to see if any news emerges. If it does, I will bring it up so that we can have a good conversation about it. I haven't seen anything new except the Andrea Santos news, and we've talked about it, that we're in talks with Strasbourg to get him a loan there. And I think it is one. I think he gets to play at Strasbourg, in my opinion. It's a good player in him. I don't want us to make a mistake again. For such a talent, I think he would want to leave us as soon as he can. Very true, Coach. Jackson more productive than Broja. Honestly, I don't need Einstein to tell me that. But that's just my opinion anyway. We've addressed this one. Chelsea midfielder Andrea Santos is in talks to join Strasbourg on loan until the end of the season. I think he gets to play there. Hopefully, after that, he gets a better loan, because I don't see the possibility, even after a good loan at Strasbourg, it would take some exceptional performance for him to come back immediately after the end of the season. Vieira, I'm just reading a second part of the comment, a subsequent comment with regards to the Andrea Santos' potential loan at Strasbourg, which reads, Vieira is ready to welcome Santos for the final months of the season. Lawrence Stewart, the sporting director of Chelsea, is across Strasbourg recruitment strategy, but it's led by club staff in France. A full article. Okay, I hope he gets to play. Why did I read that part? That's funny, really. Keep dropping likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go a long way. We've also addressed the report that Amanda Broja could still leave Chelsea. Nothing new there, but I'm quite sure Gallagher stays beyond January. It's not going to leave this January, and beyond that, anything can happen. I'm not too sure what's going to happen beyond that. Let's see what happens. Jackson is very good at pressing, and he can create good chances. He has how many? He has up to, is it 4 assists or 3 at least? He has at least 2. Let's just go with 2. He creates good chances for the striking partners or attacking partners. I think that's a good player in there, and I think we missed him when he was still at AFCON. Broja has a bid rejected by Wolves. Yep. Let's see what else we have here. The CC at right back, surely he won't risk Gusto. Yep. Doesn't trust him that much yet, or maybe you can say because he's still not fully fit. The CC at right back will most likely be what we will see there. But let's see. We don't know how fit he is. Martin Neum, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Broja isn't bad. We're not arguing he's bad, and he needs time. The question is, given that where we're at right now, do we have the luxury to accord him the time he needs to play week in, week out to regain the sort of form he showed before he got injured? I don't think we do. And I don't think the manager, he has that luxury. If he has any other, any better player available, which I think if the option is to choose between Nicholas Jackson and Amanda Broja, he will most definitely choose Jackson given what we've seen so far. But that's by the way, we'll find out. Just needs a consistent delivery. He's a Diego Costa type of player. Is he really? I don't know yet, but we'll find out with time. Keep up with the likes on the stream. People that likes to go a long way. Please don't mention Broja with Diego Costa in the same sentence. Thiago and Bagashil and Co was centre backs. We'll find out in a few hours. We're not. It's not like the game is tomorrow. Chelsea striker could feature Jackson. They're saying Nicholas Jackson could feature Mauricio Pochettino. I shock. Yeah, he said that during the presser. So let's see something else we want to look at here. My favorite part of the whole thing. We'll look at the insights and see what it tells us. Then we'll look at the team's team form and see what we can learn from that. After looking at the insights and also the team form, it gives you a good idea of what the most likely outcome of the game would be. Not certainly the outcome, and that's because you can't. It's simple. You just cannot script football. After 90 minutes, you find out. That's why we have the term underdogs. Yep, you have shocks especially in the Premier League. Anything can happen, and especially when you're talking about Chelsea Football Club, and given the quality of the players we have, yeah, we can get a win then. Okay, let's look at the insights. Liverpool are ranked second in goals scored per match, and they're averaging 2.2 goals per game. I don't think we're anything close to that. We're ranked 8th. Yeah, we're ranked 8th in goals scored per game. We're averaging 1.7 goals per game. Yeah, and the averaging 2 point something. So which means let's see. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's still pretty close. Not to the disparity isn't too much. In my opinion, the disparity is 0.5, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, 0.5. So let's see. Beyond that, Liverpool. This one here says Liverpool haven't lost to Chelsea in their last 7 meetings. 2 wins and 5 draws, but the last ones draws actually. They've beaten us in the cup games, but it had not been those not been cup games. Yeah, we just count them as draws. So let's see. The second one, we have been awarded the most penalties of the season. Hopefully, we get one on the day. Mohamed Salah is ranked number 1 in big chances created in the competition, 17 in total, but he's not available. So a good thing for us. And Cole Palmer has the most shots on target per match for Chelsea, 1.4. That's specifically for Chelsea. There isn't much to go by here, but if we're going by average goal per game, they're slightly better than us. And if we can defend better, we can nullify that aspect of that stuff. So I'm not too concerned about that. So we have team form. Let's see. In the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, they've lost none. The least is a draw against Fulham away. Beaten Arsenal away. Beaten Fulham at home. Beaten Bournemouth away. Drew 1-1 against Fulham, and then this must be on penalties. Is it? Was this? No. Cup game. But not on penalties either. Yeah. The second round, fourth round, I can't quite remember. So let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Not okay, just having a conversation there. So let's see what else we have here. And for us, we in our last 5 games, we won 3, lost 1 to Middlesbrough, and then drew 0-0 against Aston Villa in the cup game too. So let's look at how many goals they've scored in those. How many goals they scored in their last 5 games? 4, 8, 9, 14 goals in total. 14 goals in total, and we scored 4, 5 plus 6. That's 11. 11 in total. So they scored more, 3 more than us. So if we're going by the insights and teams' current form, they're most likely to. But again, the Liverpool are most likely to emerge the winners of this game. But that's when Chelsea, usually they pull up the surprise there, because we're playing against one of the big boys, and I don't see us losing this game. But if I have to go by the insights and the team's current form, we're losing this one. But because of the phenomena that, or you can say the fact that we do well against big boys, I don't think we're losing this. I think the most the least we can get from this game will be a draw. We've been in form in our last 5 games. Yeah, we've done well, except for that loss to Middlesbrough, and we made up for that with a 6-1 thrashing of them at home. But people at the time didn't want to pay attention, because we lost to Middlesbrough and they had a lot of players out injured at the time. It wasn't good on paper. But beyond that, if people were paying attention at the time, we're making progress. The home record it has improved and all that. But let's see what else we have. Yeah, Coach, please don't jinx it. I'm not going to jinx it, but I'm telling you the truth. Given the numbers and the insights, Liverpool should be winning this one. But you know what happens when that's the case. Let me see. I think we have an update from our bro there, from an 80 love for blue. An update. I think we've addressed that one, but let's look at it again. It doesn't matter really. Chelsea midfielder Andreas Sanchez is in talks to join Strasbourg on loan until the end of the season. I think that would be good for him. And isn't he still on international assignment for Brazil? I can't quite remember. But give me a second. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Yes, at home, but we haven't played the big teams away. Does it really matter? I think Houston, how I see it overall is that we do well against the big boys, and I strongly believe we'll do well against them. So we are winning, Coach, and I'll take it. I'll take it. You sound confident that we're going to win this, and I'll take it. Where's the spirit? No, but I'm just going by what we're looking on the screen. It wouldn't make sense to look at the insights and teams' current form and say, yeah, we're winning based on that. But I'm saying we'll get the good result based on the fact we do well against big boys, and based on the fact that by default, it's easy to it'd be easy for us to play against Liverpool. Yeah. For things I've explained already. I keep having the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. It matters. Look at Boro. Okay. Let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Let's see anything else we have here. Peter Pan, Arsenal fans supporting Chelsea tonight. Of course. Shocking, right? Yeah. Arsenal fans, they would want us to win tonight for obvious reasons. Yeah, they would want us to beat Liverpool. They would take a draw, but they would want us to beat them. Yeah, and you know why. Because it's simple. They're still in the title race. Yeah, they're second place. They played 22 games. Liverpool have 1 game. That's today. The one they played today. And if City plays and wins, they go and have 46 points, and also they will have more goals because they score quite a lot. I'm quite sure by the time they'll play, they will leapfrog Arsenal. And Aston Villa has they played 22 already, so they will stay there. And Tottenham could still leapfrog Aston Villa. Wow, it's tight up there, really. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. 27 likes, but we should be doing way, way better than that. Let's get the likes up. Let's see. We've addressed this one. We're here right now. Injuries and suspensions. Let's just look at them. For Liverpool, who's Endo on international duty. Mohamed Salah is listed as his still on international duty, but JC did mention he has an issue. Thiago Alcantara, he's been out for a while now. Stefan is out, and Tsimikas is still out. Is he still a Liverpool player? Matip out for the season. You can say they have a lot of big names out. But for us, we have Nicholas Jackson listed as still on international duty, but we know he's coming back. Wesley Fofana, we know his case. Trevor Chalobah, we know his situation, doubtful. And I think probably if he stays beyond January, chances are he will still be on the summer if he gets to play and plays it very well. Romeo Lavia, a few days. That has been like that for a while right now. Robert Sanchez, a few days. I think Robert Sanchez needs to take his time. He shouldn't be in a rush to come back. Reece James, we know his case early April. Marco Correa, late February. Malo Gusto, doubtful, but we've been told that he'll be on the bench for the game. Levi Cowell, doubtful, he's not going to play. Leslie Gachuku, unknown return date. Christopher Nkunku, we know he's going to be in the squad, just as the manager told us yesterday. But that's, by the way, let's get into, as Eunice would say, nitty-gritty. There you go. For me, don't worry. If you're in the chat, do not bother yourself too much. I'm taking my time to do the research needed. I think Petrovic starts between the sticks, so don't bother there. I think we will be using the poll quite a lot, and then I'll be paying attention. I'll be paying attention to what's happening out there. If I see anything that's that we need to address, I will bring it up and we'll address it. And I think we'll do quite a lot of streaming tomorrow because it's deadline day and anything can happen. And thank goodness my wife will be home tomorrow, so that will make it much more easier for me. Yeah, let's see. Arsenal fans this morning. Yeah, we've addressed that. Let's see what else you guys have to say here. Anything new? We need to sell. Yeah, but who? It's not easy. We've heard that guy like himself is not. Again, he doesn't want to leave the club at this transfer window. But I've always known that he stays beyond this month. Beyond that, anything can happen. I'm not going to argue what happens beyond the January transfer window, but I think he stays this month. Real facts. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. As well, JC, another striker. Let's see our profit for Cement Bank. Yeah, we need to make substitute. You said to have enough money to go for him, if indeed. But all signs points to the fact that you say I'm inclined, given everything I've seen, reports and everything, is him and hanging out with Broja and all that, Mikel's comments and everything we've seen. I argue that he's most definitely coming to Chelsea in the summer. So Petrovic, don't bother yourself. I've done the research. You don't need to bother there. Here's where we have a problem. He said Gusto would be in the lineup. I think. I think you could argue that Mob are very correct. I think Pochettino will go for an Eiffel Tower in terms of starting. He will start Sassi in the right back position. Plus, he got a goal playing in that position the last time he played there. So I think he will look at it and probably justify his decision to start him in the right back position. But I'd rather we play with a traditional fullback to help us be more effective offensively, in my opinion. But I'd say he most likely will start the Sassi here. That's what I think will happen. Let me know if you think otherwise. I think the back line picks itself, actually. So we're not going to have too many disagreements for the back line. I think we can all agree a lot in that department. Yeah. Left back, Chilwell. I'll be shocked if he doesn't start. Yeah, I think Chile starts here. I can call it in Chile, doesn't really matter. So let me call him Chile there. And Badia Chile starts. I don't think he risks. He's going to take a risk with what's his name? Levi Cowell. I think Badia Chile starts here, and hopefully he shows more confidence because he lacks confidence in the few games that he's played, even when he did well. So Chile left back. Silva start. He's had a few days to rest. Hopefully we don't play too much of a highlight because that's going to be an issue, in my opinion. So if you're there, I think the back line, there won't be so much disagreement with this, the selection of the back line. I strongly believe that will be the case. Except if anybody thinks Mauricio will stand in the right back position, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. By the way, some news, hopefully I'll have the time to finish it. I'm developing something that we're going to be seeing the images of the players, that when we put the name of the player, the image of the player shows. Yeah, if you don't know, I'm a coder, but it would take a lot of work. Hopefully I'll find the time to finish it. I've started it already. But that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Big up Coach Obvious tonight. Petrovic should start. I trust him. No, I did the research. It took me a lot of work, right? But really nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Liverpool they do have speed up front, no strength or height. But I still do think that this is what Mauricio Pochettino would do. But I'd rather Gusto start here. Badiashile dropping to the bench for Thiago Silva and the Sassi to start centrally. But I think he'd do this. That is just what my instinct tells me he'd do this. Yeah. But let's see what happens. Chile B left back for sure. Badiashile center back paired with Thiago Silva centrally. And we have sweeper. Let's see anything else we have here. Badiashile should learn to become confident and avoid mistakes. I don't think he makes too many these days. He's actually, you can say, settled in quicker than I expected. And here's the thing I want to say quickly. I think I don't blame a player too much when they've not played consistently in a particular position. He's played right back. He's played centrally, right back, centrally, right back, centrally. That doesn't help. You can't get a stability from a player when that's the case. You need to play a player consistently in a particular position, then they'll settle properly. You can say in terms of fulfilling that role. And Bobby is in the house. Nice to see you, Bobby. Smokey taking all. Big love to you, brother. Big up to the chat. On my way to the panel, coach. Okay, I hope to see you as soon as possible. But I appreciate you finding the time to say hello to those everyone in the chat. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go along with. Sincerely do appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Much love to you. Broja is in the house. Gracias. Hola, Senora. Konnichiwa. Aloha. Ciao. If I forget any, I will try and remember. The same with midfield. Really not tall at all. They don't have height. But their defenders are excellent aerially. And I think he'll bear that at the back of his mind. And let's see who's been predicted to start for them. Let's see there. Van Dijk is good aerially. Konate is good aerially. So So I think he will consider that. If they get a set piece, I think the manager will be concerned in case they get a set piece, in my opinion. Bobby arranging the Limo. Sorry, some striker issues delayed. Let's see. JC's on the house. Let's see. If we play Gallagher and Chilwell for this match, we will get dog walks. The tempo will be too high for them. I think Chilwell starts. I think Gallagher starts too. Whether you think it'd be a mistake from the manager, I think those two start. It'd be difficult to see anything different happen. Violence, indeed. Straight up. Big up, Bobby. Just stay in the chat. Okay, let's see. Big up to our magician with best assist of a Coachella to tap in. Yeah, thank you for saying that. I keep dropping the likes on the show. We have 29 likes, but you know fully well we should be doing way, way better than that. Roger, big up to you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. I hope you're well. I hope the case has actually been busy. But thank you for joining. How have you been, Roger?
Enchanté, monsieur. Enchanté. I'm very well, thank you.
Now you're speaking French, right? Look, Roger, let's start by whether you're looking forward to this one. Do you think we win? Do you think it ends in a draw? Do you think they beat us? And by the way, they scored more goals than us, 3 more goals than us. They're averaging, I think, 2.5 goals per game. We're averaging 1.7. Those are important to you. And in our last 5 meetings, all ended in a draw except for the cup games that were decided on penalties. even beyond that, too many draws against them. But go ahead, I'll let you speak. I need to take care of something in just about 10 seconds. I'll be back.
Yeah, coach, it's law of averages say it's probably going to be a draw. I think it's 7 consecutive, so who knows? It's going to be a good game. Whenever these two teams play, it's usually A, very good quality football, and B, back and forth. It's really entertaining. If you're a neutral and you're watching this game, I think you're going to come away very satisfied. History tells us that. So it's going to be hard to see. Pull a prediction. Listen, this is a tough place to play. Anfield is no walkover. They truly know how to support their team. It's I think the crowd. I think Klopp leaving. I think it's going to galvanize the team even more so than normal. I think they're going to be very hard to play. I did hear though when they played Norwich a couple of days ago that it was a rather somber atmosphere at Anfield, and understandably so. But let's see. Hopefully, we can rain on his parade a little bit. Listen, they're on top of the league for a reason. They're playing very good football, sound fundamental football, and they're clicking up front even without their prolific goal scorer, their talisman. You know, so Salah is always missed. He's at such a high level. But I think the game, as always, whenever we play this team, that the key factors is going to be the midfield. So I think we're going to need to boss the midfield. I'm sure that Poch is going to come up with a hybrid where it'll be a 4-2-3-1, but it will morph into probably a 4-4-2 where we'll flood the midfield. That's usually the case. So that's what I think will happen, Coach. And how are you been, by the way? I hope you and the family are keeping well, sir.
Go ahead.
No, I've dropped, sir.
Yeah, we've been good. We've been good. Yeah, we've been good. It's just the projects, the water damage we had at the time. It's taken the insurance 1,000 years to approve what the company is supposed to fix it and all that. They're going back and forth. Yeah, but we're good because other than that. But thank you so much for asking. Sincerely, do appreciate that. Let's hear from Bobby before we go back and look at our last game against them. I think we were the better side. Then I remember the post-game interview where Trent did say something to the effect of, there's no shame in defending. At one point, we were at them so much that they were concerned that they were going to lose the game. They had to defend. And we did so well against them. That's our opening day game. But I'll come back. We'll look at that particular game and see how well we did. And maybe talk about what we did so right that day that they were concerned that they had to defend and not to, so that they don't lose the game. But Bobby, let's say big up to you. Thank you for finding the time to join us on the panel here. Bobby, are you looking forward to this one? Do you think we can win it? Do you think they beat us, or do you think it ends in a draw? And I'm quite sure for the last 10 billion years, it has always been draw after draw, except for the club games that we decided on. Penny, I'm a member of your gang now. You have your gang member on the panel right now.
Yes. Hola, Roger. It's always good to have you around, Coach.
Tag team.
Greetings to you too. Yes, absolutely. Listen, Coach. I'm not. Am I looking forward to it?
Yeah.
I guess I look forward to all Chelsea games, even if I don't have full confidence. This is interesting. I mean, Liverpool, as usual, are the masters of trying to whip up sympathy, galvanizing media attention and empathy, and all that stuff. The Pochettino said it well. The timing of Klopp saying he wants to leave is probably designed to G up the team, G up the fan base and everything. I hope it falls flat on their face. I don't know about this one. I'll take a draw. if it was on offer. But yeah, they're not going to be a team that has particularly more physicality than we do. Although most people tend to have more physicality than we do, to be honest. But their defenders will be more physical, but further up the field, they don't tend to be that way. So that's probably why we are able to play against them and play so well, because it's a level playing field in that regard. It's going to be an interesting game. I never like these games that precede a major cup final clash. I never like them. I always find them a little bit tedious. And I think the FA try wherever they can to make that happen. They think it adds to the spice of the whole thing. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But this game is going to be interesting. And I suspect because we meet again in the League Cup final. Funnily enough, I was talking to a friend of mine who is a Liverpool fan, and I was saying, crikey, we're meeting you as usual, weaker, full of injuries, and you full of confidence. You know, although this was much weak, this is a much, on paper, weaker side than the side that lost to them on penalties in the League Cup, that dubious League Cup. I think we met them in the FA Cup that same season as well, which was tragic, and both were penalties. So I don't know. I feel for today's game, it will have to be a cagey affair because of the final. The cup final is very much in our sights. Klopp has dropped his grenade so as to motivate his team for every competition, and we'll see what happens. But I think people are getting wise to Liverpool and their expertise at galvanizing the sympathy votes. Okay.
All right, I'll come back to you guys again. Court case is coming. Let's see a lot of accusations there in the chat. Roger back from loan after abusing terms. Okay. And all that court case is coming. Constantine, that's Bobby saying hello to you. Much love there with the blue heart. Roger back from Brazil. Yeah, and everything else. There a court case is incoming for Roger. He doesn't even need a lawyer. He represents himself. Yeah, he has questions to answer, right? I only have 2 words for you, Roger. Technically deficient. Wow. Okay, I'm going to skip the Roger conversation there. That's under VAR review for violent conduct. It should be, really. For the moment, a yellow card, it's enough for Dante. Yep, be lenient, be lenient. And Roger saying hello to everyone there. So I'm going to try to get to everything else that we have in the chat there. I'm glad you guys are having a good conversation there. Rich Money Maker, nice to see you. And saying hello to Bobby and Roger, both on the panel there. Anything else there we have to address? We had all the news already from Patrick Joyce at the same time. Yep, at the same time. He was forced in the chat and he flooded the chat with all the updates there. The Undertaker thinks that Chelsea will win. I've never seen you say Chelsea will win again. But let's see what happens. 2-1 Chelsea. Counter comment there from Maya. Maya, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. So Rich, Patrick, left only the breaking part of you violence. Let's see how the cup final is over a month away. And for me, it's a coincidence. There's no way they'd not make it to the final and Liverpool make it to the final too. 4-2 Chelsea win. It's that sort of game. Chances are there will be that many goals. Chances are there may not be that many goals. Because like Bobby said, there's a chance it'd be a cage again. You never know. So our last meeting, let's look at it quickly before we continue with the lineup building exercise. Because building exercise, because we still have let's say a few who still have a long way to go maybe. The last game here, Rich, as you can see it on the screen, if you're in the chat, I hope you can see everything clearly. Yeah, Colin Chukwuemeka played that game, then finished the game, played 81 minutes. He's the least rated player, one of the least rated players there. Him and Rich James, who also was substituted in the 76 minutes. But Carney was excellent in that game, in my opinion. Probably the rating because he didn't finish the game. we went with 3-5-2, and I think it worked. We packed the midfield with three, and you could argue the wing backs probably contributed in the midfield, so it was difficult for Liverpool on that, especially towards the end of the game. Let's see what else we have here. The stats on the day, we kept the ball more, which is nothing. They finished with 35% of the ball. Nothing shocking. They like to be direct. I think keeping the ball isn't their thing anyway, if you follow them. XG was a 1.35 to theirs 1.23, pretty even. But you could say had we won that game, it would have been a deserved win. Total shots, 13 of theirs, 10 of us. Shots on target, 4 of us. 1 of theirs. They only had 1 shot on target.
Yep.
Wow. On that day. Big chances, 5 in total for us, 2 for them. Big chances missed. We, of course, we created 5 big chances and we missed 15 big chances on the same day. I'm just kidding anyway. We missed 4 of the 5 big chances we created. They created just 1. Accurate passes. That part not a system, but we were the better side. Except for they had more shots than us, but only 1 on target. Had we won, it would have been a deserved win. So, Richard, what do you think? Do you think the manager should go with the same structure? Maybe the same personnel. Jackson isn't available. Do we have enough to go? James isn't available. Colin Chukwuemeka may well start this game because he's made 2 substitute appearances. 3 or 2, I can't quite remember, but I think by now he should be ready to start again. But Roger, let's hear you. Do you think he should go with the same structure and we play the same way we did on that day?
Yeah. Listen, it worked, and it worked wonderfully. And let's be honest, we are, how shall I put this politely? We are somewhat shaky at the back. We have been all season long for the most part. I understand what it does to us. Going forward, you lose a man, you're basically sacrificing, but our wing backs are usually high up the field anyway. And in this case, it adds, height to the team, especially for corners, free kicks, etc. I wouldn't be surprised if he does that, but we haven't played. Listen, Poch actually said it was a back 4, even though realistically, it was very much a back 3 every time. And I'm watching the game again, by the way, right now.
Right?
Yeah, the application was definitely a back 3 every time the camera panned to us with the ball in the back. I only saw 3 people back there. So, it's semantics, whatever. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does resort to that. If you review the film, I'm sure that he would be comfortable, especially when you're playing away. Listen, I think he played and used that application because it was the first game of the season and this team was so new to each other. Not that they're veterans now, but they at least have nearly 30 games under their experience. So I think when you're playing away, you tend to play more conservatively, more pragmatically. And so it would behoove us to do that. You come away with a point, at the very least, at a team as good as this, especially a team on top of the table halfway through the season. I think that's a good result. I'm not saying play negatively. That's a difference between being pragmatic and negative. But
I said maybe would you be correct? Would they be correct to say play cautiously, be defensively cautious at the same time as you can say while you're pushing to win the game?
Yes, this isn't a knockout stage of a tournament where you're 2-0 down and you have to throw people forward. That's not the case. Come away with a point here, and I understand you're dropping 2, but guess what? You could also come away from the game with 0 points. So also momentum. Chelsea are, for all intents and purposes, we're riding a crest of a wave. Yes, we lost the game against Borough, but we played very well and missed opportunities. So it's not exactly like we were.
And I just don't know how that loss was able, you can say, mask everything we've done well of late. The home results are improving. And we've won how many games, home games in a row? and haven't
10,
lost
I
for a
think.
while. But after that loss, all hell broke loose. I don't know. But go ahead, Rita. Sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah, I believe we're unbeaten at home in 10 consecutive games now. That's
9, I think 9. I think 9
Oh,
in
is it
total.
9? I'm
That
sorry. Yeah,
number, yeah.
regardless, this is what we need to do. This is when you put your wish list up for the season, that's ticking a box. You want to make your home field a fortress, just like in the old days, especially under Mourinho 1.0. I mean, it was a foregone conclusion, basically, that you weren't going to come away with 3 points whenever you played us at the Bridge. And I think we need to revert to that kind of mentality and make sure that, when teams come to us, that they know that they're going to be lucky to get a draw. And I think that's imperative, A, for the psyche of the team, and B, obviously for numerical factor. But no, listen, I'm really looking forward to this game. It brings out the best in Chelsea normally, historically, and it's a great rivalry. Um, part of me is sad to see Klopp leave, because as a football fan, well, first and foremost, I am a football fan. Everyone appreciates football, regardless of the team, even though it hurts me to see like a Man U be successful, but I still appreciate what they bring to the table. Klopp,
It's good for the Premier League brand.
Yeah, good for football, period. But yeah, the Premier League, indeed. We're all the beneficiaries of people like Klopp and Pep coming to our league, basically, because of the fact that they raise the bar, and they're part of it. As much as I hate to, don't forget, though, it was strong possibility that they actually got rid of Rodgers because we were in the rumor mill that we were actually going after him. So they pulled the trigger in order for us not to get him. And so, listen, I obviously I'm not a Liverpool fan, obviously, but I do really respect him as a coach, and the intensity and the passion he brings is undoubted. So I'm going to miss that, and his press conferences are, for the most part, very humorous. He's a person that I respect. As simple as that. Do I like everything he says? No, but I respect him. And he brings the passion. He's technically, his X's and O's are excellent. It took him a few years to, how shall I put this, to start being more pragmatic when having a lead, because he didn't do that for the first couple of seasons. He wasted a lot of points by not shutting down shop when you have a lead, but he's learned to do that, because his DNA, his ethos is always play rock and roll football.
And I think he will do that a lot this season, given.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
I think he will do that a lot this season, given the fact that this will be his last season.
Yeah, he wants to go out on a high, and the one thing I liked about his press conference is that he said he will never coach for another English team other than Liverpool. And yeah, I think I can't imagine him coaching anywhere else. I mean, in England, that is. So, but it's going to be a great game. But you're right. Getting back to sorry, coach, I apologize. Yeah, you were talking about Carney. Carney, wow. I'm a huge fan of his. I'm not sure whether he can play 90 minutes today, but I would have no objection if he plays. I hope that, from years to come, you're going to see a prolific, technically superb player play for us. He has all the attributes that we want: height, physicality, speed, fast footwork. He's clinical. He's everything you want in a player and more. So I would have no objections if he played today, none whatsoever, regardless of who he replaces, because I have high hopes for him. And he's probably going to be a bit rusty, which is to be expected. So he'll probably come on as a sub, if anything. But yeah, he's got a bright future ahead of him, as long as he can stay healthy, which seems to be an issue for virtually everyone on our squad.
Yeah, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The like to go along where we started 3-5-2, but then switched to 3-4-2-1. You can say both are actually just a little adjustment to make it turn into the other one. Please, I send some of these players to that planet of a movie, Interstellar. Just don't overdo it for 5 minutes. Let's see, keep dropping the likes on the stream. Says Roger, we are more experienced than the last time we played Liverpool.
Yes.
Yeah, of course we've been playing. We played all preseason 4-2-3-1. Then he started with these. Would get smoked almost all the first half. Let's see. Once we went on the front foot after change, we dominated them. And they were concerned they were going to listen. Let's see what the manager does. If he watches the game, he'd see what really worked on the day. And I'm quite sure he probably must have watched it severally to find out what we did right on the day. We have good home record, and we have only lost twice in the last 10 games at home. Okay, thank you for that. Klopp is a weirdo, though. Yeah, he is. Coach Roger has been reading Judge Orwell lately.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Keep rubbing the lights on the stream, people. The lights to go along. But if you don't keep the topic aligned, I'm going to skip your comment. The OGs and the hearts, please help educate the others. As much as we like to interact with those in the chat, it can be tiring to be switching between topics. Coach Roger is starting to pick up the patterns of play here, but he's still on the run, fam. So he's still rusty, right?
Animal Farm. That's one of his famous books.
Yeah. Chelsea Blue, nice to see you. Coach Morning, Roger is right. I honestly believe if Carney was fit, our season would have been different. He's an excellent player. He reminds me of the new modern day 10 and 8, the Gallagher role, I call it. He's an excellent player, intelligent player, most importantly. You're well read. Okay, Dante, let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Breaking news, Will lost last on the 9th of October to Brentford. Okay, Thank you for that one there. Bobby, I'm going to come to you. I know you're a big fan of a midfield of 3. Usually, you should you can say highlight the importance of doing that, how we can help unsettle a much stronger opponent in most cases, that you've spoken about us, the importance of us playing with a midfield 3. Do you think we should do the same today? How about the fact that we played mainly with a 4-2-3-1 structure? You could argue the manager on paper chose that structure because he knew it will help him to overload the midfield and cause a lot of problems for Liverpool. But let's hear you, Bobby. What do you think? Do you think he should do that?
Yeah, I think he should. The midfield 3 is perhaps one of the most rehearsed aspects of the team that we have. Caicedo, Gallagher, Enzo. Against Liverpool, I think they are probably the team to do that with. Now, somebody said in the chat that the cup final is a month away, and yes, it is a month away, and that's very true. And bearing that in mind, it's almost irrelevant in the context of this game. However, it's still relevant because you see, this game is an education for Liverpool. You know, they're going to look at the Chelsea they met at the beginning of the season is not really the Chelsea they're meeting now. And I want us to still have that element of surprise. But hey, look, it is what it is. You know, when you are progressing in cup competitions and in the league, this will happen. So there's nothing to fear. I'm just raising it, the awareness of it. I think the midfield 3, at least to start, has to stay the same. Now, if we're going to be picky, we could start Carney, but I wouldn't start him. I would bring him off the bench for either of them, really. He can come off the bench for any of those midfield 3.
Is he fit enough, Bobby?
To come off the bench? Yeah, he came off the bench.
To start.
No,
I think he should be. He's meant 2 substitute appearances. You're talking about Carney, right?
Yeah.
Affirmative.
He's made 2 or 3 substitute appearances. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Will he start him? I doubt it.
Well, one was on like the 91st minute, so I wouldn't really count that. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah, will he start him? I doubt it. I think because of the magnitude of this game, he has to go with what is and what he knows and what has been throughout the season. But coming off the
Excuse me.
bench is it's not a bad thing for a player like that, and that's still football as well. It's not. It's just usually these players come on in the second half. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all, so long as Caicedo, Enzo, and Gallagher have a good performance. I think bringing him on would just strengthen our efforts in the game.
Mhm.
I think we're looking pretty strong in that area, to be honest, for this game. And I would be surprised if Enzo and Caicedo are not particularly motivated to perform well.
Can I ask very briefly, Coach, or anyone, do we have an
Yeah,
update on Lavia?
go
No,
ahead.
he's still way off. He's way off in terms of his rehabilitation. I don't expect to see Lavia this season. As I keep
Are you
saying,
serious?
I don't know. I keep saying if he can't show up by the end of February, then we should just let him recover and see him next season. And I think he's clearly struggling. The Chelsea
I think
report.
you will see. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, I was just saying he's clearly struggling. The Chelsea report says he won't be. I mean, he's still undergoing rehabilitation. You know what that means? That means he's still,
Yeah,
yeah, he's still far away.
that's code for
Mhm.
sayonara.
Yeah.
So is it ankle? What is it? I've lost track of all the injuries. I need a spreadsheet.
Exactly. Oh gosh, what is his injury this time? I don't
I
even. I'm
can't
not even
remember.
sure.
His
Yeah.
Yeah.
injury, his status actually saved a few days. I don't think. I think he will get to play a few games before the season ends. In my opinion,
Do you remember what the injury is, Coach?
not quite. I'm not too sure.
Yeah. How
But
sad is that?
yeah,
Mm.
very
That's a reflection
indeed.
of our
I
season.
have to be honest.
Well, that goes to show where we all are. I think whether he plays or not, it's almost irrelevant now.
Yeah.
The time to have really helped the team has almost gone. Okay, the team could always use his help, but he's going to still be recovering whenever he plays. So I don't know. People have quite rightly, in my opinion, just thrown in the towel.
Yeah.
You know the
Big
good
up
news is
everyone. Thank you once again. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes to go a long way. And Vic, big up. Nice to see you, Vic. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I've addressed that. That's what happens when you do everything alone. Didn't even know you were showing $5 instead of 50. This is saying, Roger and Bobby, after watching the Aston Villa game, I'm finally starting to see a pattern. I've always seen a pattern there, but we see things from different lenses. I think his present most teams in the Premier League will cause them problems. Okay, I hope so. No news on Lavia, unfortunately. The status of his case says a few days. Port Junior is trying some sports science experiment on Lavia. Okay, his ankle again. His ankle. Okay, I think he'll play a few games before the season ends, and he will be all right. I'm not too concerned. He's still very young. Keep dropping likes on the stream. 39 likes. We should be doing way better than that. Roger, let me start with you. The back four. Petrovic, don't worry. I did the research and I plugged it in there. But the back four, do you agree? Do you see anything different? I'm suspecting Disasi will most likely start in the right back position, and that's because what's his name? Gusto wasn't fully fit and was just declared fit by the manager during his presser. But let's say, do you agree with the back four, Roger?
Yeah, pretty much. Now that's under the assumption, of course, that Chilwell is able to start and Gusto isn't. We're not privy to, and obviously they're keeping their cards close to their chest. But I would suspect that Gusto isn't quite fully fit to play 90 minutes. Otherwise, I'm sure he would start. But I think if this is correct, under the assumption that Gusto can't start at 90 minutes, then I think that's pretty much correct. I don't see Gilchrist starting in this. I think we're going to pick Disasi there because of the magnitude of the game and where it's played also. So it's a shame that we don't have James. I mean, our best player in our squad, in my opinion, and it's a huge vacuum to fill. It
Yeah.
really is, and we need to understand that. But you're right. I think. Listen, who knows with Chilwell? Who bloody knows? I would hope that he's fit enough to start. If he's not, then we're in deep doo-doo if Gusto and Chilwell can't start, because who's going to be our back three?
No, Chilwell, he started the last game, didn't he? I think he's fit enough to start. He doesn't have any issues. I think he will start. I'd be shocked if the manager doesn't start him. Go ahead, Roger.
Yeah, well, one doesn't know with this chap. He's proven that he cannot maintain a consistent, healthy run of games. But so honestly, I never know what to expect with Chilwell. I just don't, health-wise, I'm talking about. And for a lot of players, actually, it seems the only players that seem to be really, other than keepers for the most part, is Silva, which is astonishing considering he's, drawing his pension pretty soon. And then Palmer and Gallagher, those two. Actually, Sterling actually has been quite available for a lot of games. So I have to give him praise for that.
He hasn't been injured. I can't quite remember any time.
Well, that's because he pulls out of tackles. Ooh, too soon? Too soon?
Yeah. No, but that could be it. You never know. But I haven't paid attention to that aspect. But that was a good one. Let's see. Gallagher is the weak link in our team. We will lose if he plays. I've never seen you say Chelsea will win a game. And I have to be honest with you. That's just me being honest with you every time. Andrea Santos is said to move a loaner from Chelsea to Strasbourg until the end of the season. Will be the second loanee at Strasbourg from Chelsea, following Angel. What's his name? What's his first name? Let's go with Angelo right now. You mean that hospital?
Gabriel.
Angelo Gabriel. Yeah. Ended up in the slaughterhouse. Okay. I realized this is does not like to play right back, but he would rather play in that than being on the bench. He said it takes so much energy and power. And given his build, actually would be more exhausting to fulfill that role. For him, should have sent Santos there from the start, but we didn't know that. You could say that sending him to Nottingham Forest was a bad decision. So let's get into this. Enzo Fernandez, of course, starts. Let's say Enzo. I think Enzo starts here, and I think Casado. Not even I think. Definitely for both. I should be saying that. Let's go to where we're gonna have issues here. Roger, let me start with you. Let's start with who plays number 9, because that will solve a lot of issues for us. I don't think he starts Broja in this game. What do you think, Roger?
Yeah,
nobody knows. But what do you think he does? Let me use the poll too. But what do you think he does?
I don't think he plays his formation per se. I think he. I'm not sure, Coach.
You think he's going to play the same structure we played against them the other day?
3-5-2. I think he's going to play. I really do.
You think it's going to be 3-5-2?
I think there's a strong possibility.
I think because he would really want to park the midfield.
Yeah, I think
so. Let's go with that. But go ahead.
It's either going to be a 4-2-3-1 that's going to morph into a 4-4-2 like he did a few games ago, if you recall. The application was basically a 4-4-2, or he's going to play with the back three. And I suspect that it's, you're going to have probably Sterling as a wing back, who's to say? I don't know.
If he goes with this structure, that's a chance. If he goes with this structure, that's a chance. What's his name? If he goes with this structure, there's a chance Gusto starts. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, I think, but we don't know. I mean, what is Gusto's status? Was I listened to the press conference, and to be honest with you, I can't actually recall. I listened to it last night, and I bloody forgot most of it. But yeah, I suspect. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if our right wing back is like a Sterling, for instance. He's done that before. It may not be predicated solely on Gusto. because you've got.
Did he do anything similar? Go ahead.
I believe last season he played left wing back. Yeah, and so he's done it. I think once this season as him as a right back. I'm sorry, a wing back. But I think he's going to flood the midfield. I really do. I think you're going to have three in the field, and so the front two. I believe it's probably going to be. I don't think it's going to be one number 9. It's going to be basically two, and obviously you're going to see some fluidity in and out of possession. It's not going to be a very static formation. So, but that's what I believe would be the strongest possibility. I'm not sure whether the panel agrees with me, the Right Honourable Bobby, or the chat. But I think there's a strong possibility. I'll leave it at that. The front two. So you asked me who's the number 9.
If
I
he
think it's
goes
going to be
with this,
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. No. Please. You said if he goes with this. Well, do you not?
If he goes with this structure, I think Gusto will start.
Yeah, possibly, or I think Sterling does, and it depends. If Gusto does start hypothetically, then I think you're going to see Palmer and Sterling up front. I believe that.
Interesting. I think we may well see that. And I think Carney is going to start this game, but that's just my opinion anyway.
Yeah.
That's what we have here.
And I wouldn't be surprised
if that's
the case. I wouldn't be surprised if Carney does start. It's the one thing, obviously having lived the vast majority of my adult life in the States, the one thing I got used to, especially in the NFL, was the detailed injury report that we were afforded as fans. And you don't see that here. You have to rely on instinct for the most part. The lack of data that football teams / coaches / managers give us is very limited, and I find that a bit frustrating, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's interesting. The last time, where's that game? Ooh, why did I bring it back here? Because I was trying to see how many minutes Carney played in the last game. Let me see if I can find it here. Chelsea, Liverpool. Just give me 1 second here.
I can look it up for you.
Okay, that game here, we had Carney, Ganaga essentially. We didn't have Casado didn't play that game. Because we haven't signed him at the time, actually, I think. Did we? Oh, we did.
Yeah.
I can't quite remember. But his thing, the midfield today on that day, it was effective. So I'm not too sure what he does right now. He do Starling as number 9. Let's see if that happens. We need to start using a set piece against Liverpool. For example, Luton used set piece effectively against them. You're wrong, Coach. I said we would beat Fulham and Palace on here. Okay. Sorry for quoting, for misquoting you. Luton used a set piece to beat Brighton 4-0, but we're talking about Liverpool now. Let's see if Gusto can start. Chilwell might be used. Yeah, I think he will be used because he's available and he did well. He didn't look as if he had been away for a while, actually. 3-4-2-1, Coach. I think that may well be the case. He changed it to that. Yeah, we finished that game like that. And I think we were more effective when he changed it to that. 3-5-2 was not working at all, so he changed it. I remember that too. Gallagher and Palmer up top. Let's see what we have here. Can SSE will be in the meltdown? Draw is coming. Let's see what else we have here. I think Carney starts as well. I think he will start this game.
Actually, Coach, I just want to say, Carney's made 2 substitution appearances in the 90th plus minute, the 89th and 90 plus 2, and then he had one 2 games ago where he came on in the 72nd minute. So he's only.
So you think that's not going to be
small
enough?
Introduction. Who knows? I'm just saying.
So
I just wanted to inform you that
he won't have good enough match fitness.
Possibly because 2 out of the 3 substitute appearances he's had since returning have been the 89th and the 90 plus 2 minute, and the other substitution was 72nd minute. So not exactly a lot of minutes. So there's a strong possibility he won't start based on that. But who knows, Coach?
Who knows? You can say this is just it's an enjoyable exercise because we don't have a pattern. It's been everywhere. There's no certainty what the manager does right now. You can say we're not too certain what the manager would do for each game. It's been chopping and changing, and you can say down to the fact that we've had a lot of players out injured, and some of them coming back. We know they're capable of starting and all that, but we don't know. But let's see. Jackson isn't going to play. An update. Nicholas Jackson is said to miss tonight's game after the Senegal manager insisted everyone travels back together to Senegal before leaving to their respective clubs. So, yeah, he's not going to be available. Let's see. Gusto is the key. If Gusto starts, our lineup will be Petrovic, Gusto, the Cecile Silva, Colwell, Chilwell, Enzo, Casado, Stalin, Palmer, and Gallagher. He will play Jackson up top. Jackson isn't going to play according to that particular report right now that AD shared with us. So Jackson will not make it. Because as I read, if you were listening, they say that the Senegalese coach insisted every player travel to Senegal, probably for a meeting or so before traveling to their respective clubs. Jackson probably most likely will not be on the bench given that particular report. Maybe it's just too much travel. And Johnny, nice to see you pick up, Johnny. I hope you're doing well. And Johnny says good afternoon to everyone and all the moderators and the hosts. Johnny, I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well. I've just pressed the like button. Thank you very much. That's your ID. Yep, Johnny and his bro JC. They have to exchange pleasantries as usual. JC, I think Colwell had a little issue last match. I don't think he plays. Poch might not take the risk. I don't think he will play, in my opinion.
No, he's not. He's not playing.
I'll be shocked. Yeah, go ahead, Roger.
Yeah, Colwell, I believe, has been ruled out. In the press conference, didn't he say Colwell's not? Yeah, so he's out of the equation.
And there's something else I've said, Roger. I know you weren't here when I said that. I said to Bobby, it looks as if we've had so many injuries and we've been averaging around 7 to 8 players out at the same time during each game, that it has led to us being, you can say, overly cautious. That if any player senses any, you can say, a minute discomfort anywhere, we just go, you know what, go sit this one out because we don't want to risk it. We become paranoid, for lack of a better way, to get that particular that point across. Coach, please only call me John. All right, did I call you? Okay, I called you GFC and not John. But John, thank you, and apologies if I called you anything else. I sincerely do apologize. You know who I am. I don't operate like that. But despite the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 43 likes. We should be doing way better than that. With that setup, it's most likely it's more likely a draw. With this setup, I think we're more likely going to win it because we were effective against them, and I think even the wing backs were doing a lot in the central area. Especially James, we had James on the day. He was drifting inwards and was supporting the Liverpool. It was difficult for them to play. But Roger, do you agree with this setup? It will most likely end in a draw.
I think strong possibility. I would say I'm leaning towards that more than any other result. I'll take a win any day of the week, obviously, but listen, you can cut and paste this each and every game. We need to stop gifting our opponents opportunities defensively, and B, we need to be more clinical and take our chances when presented. Once we start doing that on a consistent basis, then our chances of maximizing our points and winning each and every week is reduced. It's minimized because of those two factors.
No, because really I'm paying attention. I think if we're going with the structure, if we're going with the structure, I see Marlo Gusto starting. And here's why I think he'd do that. He would want a more more defensively cautious options on in the wing back positions. That's what I think he would do.
Because they're looking, they're
up front.
They're seriously clicking. They're in good form Liverpool. I hate
Mhm.
to say. They've got very good forwards that can score all over the park in all kinds of manners of speaking. Plus, that they're a threat on set pieces. You know, they have aerial giants like a Van Dijk, etc. So I think listen, this is going to be a hard game no matter what, but they bring out the best in Chelsea. They have historically the last few years. So it does bode well for us. It really does. But it's a tough place to play. Mark my words, we cannot be
Never
complacent.
been easy at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The-
Never been easy. Yeah, but go ahead with what you were saying, but I want to put up a quote.
I think the biggest question we need to ask ourselves is, who is the ref going to be? Please tell me it's not Anthony Taylor.
No, it's not, but I don't know whether this guy is bald-headed or not. Okay, that's not the current game. Just don't worry about it. I had it in the old game, and I was like, that's it. I was telling myself, that's it, we're done. Practically. But of late, you could say he's made some calls in a lot of calls in our favor and a few against us, in my opinion. It's Paul Tierney. I don't know him. Is he bald-headed? Because that's, according to the Blue Tiff again, that's usually a bad sign. I don't know whether he's bald-headed or not. Do you know him, Roger?
Coach, the correct term is follically challenged. I'm just joking. Who's the ref, coach?
Paul Tierney. I don't know him.
Yeah, Tierney. Wow, that name sounds familiar. I can't fit a face to the name. Yeah, I've seen him before. I just can't picture his face. Listen, to be honest with you, the Premier League's refereeing qualities levels have been really poor this season. So, but none more
And
so than Anthony Taylor.
Awful that one of them was sent to the championship, right? Sorry. Looks like sorry, Roger, for cutting you off.
No, don't worry. Yeah. Listen. That's the one thing that I really have an issue with this league this year. It's worse than normal, and on an average year, it's quite poor. So I think it's time that the Premier League can afford to, especially with the new TV deal, that we start paying them full time and they start being only full-time refs, because the quality is quite shocking. Listen, it's a hard job, don't get me wrong, but I think if you've got one of the best products in the world, then I think it warrants having full-time professional refs, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know whether they get paid a lot or not, but sometimes there are some errors that when you see them make you go, what is going on here, really? We had way more likes when Roger wasn't here. So you're saying Roger is jinxing
Oh, wow.
And I really skipped the comment of my fellow 2 a.m. guy, Jay, there, saying, would you guys be happy with a draw? A point, I think a point from that scary environment at Anfield would not be bad. Here's the thing. We had a team that thrives at such environment. If you're using the term environment, this team, I think somebody who said that said something to the effect of whether the kids will actually, if they don't, you can say, crap in their pants there at Anfield. I would say you could say, I don't know if they have that mentality to thrive in such an environment, but I'm just going by, you can say, recent meetings. I hope you can say we do well there. Get the win. We're capable of getting the win. Then we have the quality to get the win there. What's his name? Klopp himself is sounding as if everything depends on how well the home fans do when the game's starting, because he's told them to make it very difficult for us. He's been busy talking about Moises Caicedo rather than us just say, I don't want to talk about him. We haven't signed him. He has gone on to talk about how they were lucky not to have signed Caicedo and Lavia and all that. I hope Caicedo makes him eat his words today. If I were a player and you say such about me. Wow, I'd be. I will. In all honesty, you will regret saying that. That's who I am. But let's see if that happens. Today's game would tell us a lot about those players. We had way more likes. I mean, Roger, I think if I address that one too, if we wanted to clink on to remove possibility of the top four, we need to win. We do need to win, yeah. But I'll take a draw. 44 likes now. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along. We were at 45 likes now, actually. Coach, it's again tweaking the poll. No option of a draw. Yeah, but I'm just going by what John requested there. I think I should have had an option for a draw. And I'll do that. Of course, a lot of people will pick a Chelsea win. Not being objective there, the influence of the fact that most of us here are Chelsea fans. First class, coach. You're going to that place. Poch was scared to go with an attacking team against a Villa. He will play all the defenders today, at the least all available ones. he will dump them all out into the pitch. So let's see. Oh, is this the guy? Why did I recognize this name? But he's gone bald. He was never bald, but he's gone bald now. And that's the AD is listening. He heard what we were discussing, and he found this and did share it with us. Is this the guy, Roger? Is this Paul Tierney?
Yeah, that's him. That's the chat.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
And he's bald-headed.
And the tradition continues.
To be honest, we don't have any official that particularly favors Chelsea. But to my recollection of A Bad Bunch, he's not the worst.
No, you're right.
But
he's a better.
Who knows? Yeah. I have a feeling. I think Liverpool are concerned about us. I really do.
Yeah, we match
all
up
these
well,
things,
Bobby.
the timing of the things they're doing is not by coincidence. I think Klopp
and
is
the
not
manager's
very
comment.
confident playing Chelsea. Sorry?
And the manager's comment shows his concern. He's trying to unsettle us with his comments and unsettle the players with his comments.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, he forgets these are young players. I think youngsters, sometimes you can overplay the mental games and end up either motivating them or just wasting your time and giving yourself more of a headache than anything else. I think, once you know that word, renting space in somebody else's head. I think Liverpool have rented space for Chelsea in their heads. I really do. And in a way, that's a positive. And I think this is something that could end up affecting them. You shouldn't think too much about your opposition. You think about them, you plan for them, but you focus on your tactics. But if you're going the extra mile to start playing these mental games, and it's never a good sign for me. And I think both for the short term and the long term. I remember, the year we won the Champions League, Guardiola was very bothered by Chelsea. Every time he played us, he did weird things to show how nervous he was, and we beat them, 4 times that season, back to back?
3 times.
3 times. Okay, well, the same, I don't think he was very nervous playing Chelsea, and he'll come out and say some weird things or put some strange formations, and he wasn't comfortable. And I see Jurgen Klopp doing the same thing. Personally, I mean, it doesn't matter when you.
He's concerned.
I think he is. Personally, it doesn't matter when you decide to say you're leaving, but it's really odd. The timing, just in January, it's very odd. In my opinion, it may not be odd to anybody else, but for me, I think it is.
Bobby, what formation do you think we're most likely to use?
Well, 4-3-3 tends, when we go that way in game, tends to work for us. But you know me, whenever I'm asked a question about formation, I go for fluidity. we used the 4-4-2. Who was it we played last? Was it Fulham? I've forgotten now.
I think it was the Fulham game, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm not a formation type of guy. I'm not stuck in it. I know, okay, you can start with something, but I'm always happy to see it change and see it flow and see it not be the be all and end all, the rule of thumb in
No,
our
but
application.
do you think we go with the back three or back four?
I think he always goes with the back four, doesn't he?
Not
He
initially. The first 3 games, it was a back three.
Even in most cases where we start with a back four structure, usually the application shows it's more of a back three, especially when you have a CB in the left back position. But go ahead with what you were saying, Roger.
Yeah, even
Yeah, I
though in his
mean,
press conferences he said that. Sorry, Bobby.
no, go on.
No, I remember he said like there was it was a 4 at the back, but in application was really a 3 for the first few games of the season, which is fine. But I was just interested. How do you think he's going to approach it?
I mean,
Yeah.
my
All right.
thoughts are
Yeah, go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead.
it's such a unique game, isn't it? I mean, coach doesn't think he'll start Broja. I think he will. I think Broja will be effective because without that, their centre backs are very physical. That's where they have their physicality, and there's no point giving them a holiday. They're very physical. Plus, they're good on the ground. So, what's the point in playing a false nine? Did it work the last time we played
In
them?
my
Not
opinion, yes. Okay,
particularly.
just go ahead. I'll let you drop.
But no, not particularly. How we scored that last time was Desassi had to come from the back and score. Our false nine was ineffective because Van Dijk and I believe Gomez at the time, they are quite prepared to deal with that. But I think Broja, at least to start, he will cause them problems, or at the very least, keep them occupied, which is what we need.
Yeah.
But he's not really good at keeping defenders occupied like right now. Maybe because
Well,
he's
that's
not back to his
subjective.
best form. And
I think he is.
I'd rather we go with a more fluid attack than play with any traditional number 9. That's because I think that would be more problematic to them. But if you have a powerful number 9 that can really unsettle them, then I say yes. Well, but with Broja, I don't think he can do much to unsettle them right now or keep them busy.
I
That's just
think
my
the
opinion anyway.
physicality will unsettle them because they're not
But
used
he
to that
doesn't.
from
Does he
us.
apply himself in that manner? Have you seen him apply
Not
himself in that manner? No, I haven't. My
sometimes.
opinion.
Sometimes in game he does, but not enough. But who knows? Maybe against Liverpool, then that might be his day. He's well capable of doing that. It's just he's
Yeah, he
coming
has
back to
because he has
fitness.
the build. He's quick, and I think he can, but I think he hasn't. He's not there yet to the extent I'd say start him, in my opinion. But let's hear you, and let's hear what Roger has to say about that. And I'll be shocked if he doesn't side with you.
No, I mean that's just my opinion. I think we know he's not really on form. But you see, the Liverpool centre backs are usually on holiday against us, and not since the time of Didier Drogba and Diego Costa. Although they weren't particularly the same centre backs, but not since that time have we harassed them enough. Giroud, I think, used to get a bit of joy sometimes, but I think at least starting Broja will give them something to think about. And with the form of people like what's his name, Palmer, lurking around, we could get some joy. I really believe that.
Yeah,
Roger, what do you have to say? Do you agree that Broja should start, that he will unsettle the Liverpool defense?
Well,
You
here's
say
the
he
deal.
will keep them. Let's use the term simplified. He will keep them busy.
Here's the deal. 2 players that are not in form are Mudryk and Broja. But Broja, this position usually tends to bring out the most inconsistency of any position in a team, on any team. that number 9, with the exception of like a Lewandowski or a Kane, etc. But those are 1 in a million. Broja is recovering from a serious reconstructive surgery. He started very few games when you look at it. He's had very few minutes played this season.
No, yeah.
No, he hasn't. And it's good. It's going to take him time to get up to speed, both physically and in form wise and psychologically, mentally. So is he the finished article? By no means, no. But he has the ability to be physical. Has he been physical enough lately? No, he hasn't. He hasn't been. He's been off the mark in many ways. He's been in poor form. In addition to not, shall we say, settling in and building that chemistry, and that can only be rectified by playing more. Now, the $1 million question is: do we do that today or not? He's not going to all of a sudden get a hat trick today. I mean, I hope he does, but if he starts at all,
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, but I get your point, Coach. I really do. But and I heard your comments earlier. Listen, let's be honest. Jackson is not a number 9, naturally speaking. He's
we know
forward.
that.
Yeah. He's a number 10 out wide, basically. But comparing Broja to Jackson solely in the number 9 position, he is far more talented in that regard because that's position he plays in. He's not a wide player traditionally like a Jackson is. So Jackson's a little bit of a fish out of water, while Broja is a prototypical number 9, both physically and in the way he applies himself. He is aerially vastly superior to Jackson, and that's what we miss. Having said that, Broja hasn't made enough runs to get on the end of enough balls, and there isn't enough chemistry. In fact, when Broja is not playing, we pass so many balls aerially into the box. It's frustrating. And yet when Broja is on the pitch, we hardly make any passes, create any passes aerially. I find that frustrating. But it's going to take time. And to compare Broja and Jackson is a little bit unfair to both of them because they're really, it's hard to compare them in that regard because of the fact that it'd be the equivalent of me comparing Broja to Jackson as a wide player. He's not a wide player.
Or Broja to Silva.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But I understand what you're saying. But we really only have one true number 9 that's got a little bit of experience in our team. Yeah, I know we use Jackson's number 9, but he's really a false number 9 because he can't apply himself aerially. But he does link up well. But Broja does some good things. If you notice, since he's returned, I've watched every game several times. He's hustled to the ball. He presses well. He does put pressure. He does win the ball back. He does the little things out of possession, and he does them quite well. Does he link up the play as well as Jackson? No, not yet. Definitely, I understand that. But I'm not. You're right. I'm not sure whether he does start him. But then again, can we afford not to start him? Because he does need to occupy those centre backs, and he does need to apply. We need to have an aerial threat. Let's put it that way. Yes, Palmer's an aerial threat, but that's only if he's not out wide. So we're unfortunately we're stuck in a situation where we don't have a informed number 9, and we have hardly any people that are capable of playing that position in our squad. And then that's been the crux of the matter. And that's why you'll see, for the most part, why we're missing chances.
Yeah, and the point you made there, him being only you could say the traditional number 9 will have, which was why I argued it wouldn't make sense to let him go. As we're hearing, chances are he could still leave Chelsea tomorrow. It wouldn't make sense to let him go without bringing in any, you could say, replacement, whether or the short-term basis or long-term. But we'll find out. Good morning, Dawana. I hope you're good. Always nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to see you. Let's see. We'll find out later in the day. Roger and the reduction of likes it's a reduction of likes is an old age phenomenon, which is seen even on Nature Boy's channel. Yeah,
Ow.
right? Okay. Yeah, that hurts. rent free in our head is the saying.
Yep.
It's nice to see you keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go a long way. What exactly is leaving rent free in our head? I want to know. Good point, honestly, but nice to see you, Ishi. Let's see. Ever since Roger says Galadona is a technical player, it has not gone well, really.
I've never said he's a technical player. I said he's not technically deficient. It's that simple. Like someone else.
Don't mind him, Roger. You think he doesn't know? I'm quite
I
sure
know.
he heard you. Klopp is this beta man, and I know that's the case. He's aware a difficult 90 minutes are loading, hence his insane rants and trying to unsettle our players, mentioning how much we paid for them and all that nonsense. I want to see more of that overlapping game by Chilwell. I think we get that from him. And there will be spaces for him to exploit today, and I think Gusto would do well. Yes, I agree, bro. I just start, unfortunately, but not too sure. The manager is predictably unpredictable. Let me say that before Roger says this today. Fair point, Bobby. That Gomez Van Dijk CB partnership is the best in the Premier League right now. Would take us some effort to break them. I think a good link-up play will be better off than having the traditional number 9 stand by them. They have the power and the experience to overpower Broja, but that's not to say chances are Broja will prove everyone wrong, and I hope to see that. Rich Moneymaker agrees with Bobby and comments about Moises Caicedo from Club shows the disrespect, and Club is trying to unsettle them. Yep, and you even give credit of what I said to Bobby. That's how much Rich Moneymaker loves Bobby. Go ahead, Richard, were you saying something?
Yeah, sorry, what did Klopp say about Caicedo? I'm not.
Just mentioning how they were lucky not to have signed him, and that's not the first time. Really.
Oh, really? I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You asked him a simple question that he could have said, we wanted to sign him, but we missed out. He's not just a player. I don't want to talk about him. We shows respect, but he's practically saying that he's trash. If you watch it, see if you've seen that. Van Dijk would have Broja for dinner. I'm concerned that would be the case, but I'm not. You can say underrating Broja. He's capable of pulling off some surprises there because that's a good player in him. Saying keep dropping the likes on the stream, Bobby. Moises Caicedo didn't play against Liverpool. I think we haven't signed him at the time, or have we? I can't quite remember. Broja just needs to keep them busy, pull them away from an area. Yeah, maybe that's another way. He doesn't have to fight with them or do a Costa, and then he could just drag them. What I call decoy run, which was you can say Timo Werner was a master at that. He helped us win the Champions League with the decoy run too. Roger, Broja, bromance. And Constantine Dante would call you, yes, there you go here, Broja,
That's funny.
Yeah, I agree, Dante, but it's me. I agree. Poch discards such a maneuver. So let's see what he does. Roger too. You can call him that. That's what Poch should be using him for at minimum. But has not seen that from him. I haven't seen him make decoy runs to create spaces for his teammates. If anything, we're actually, you can say, we see you can say overlapping runs in the wrong way. You can say being in each other's way and in a way that it doesn't help. I agree with Roger and Broja. He's tall and it can scare defenders. Your height alone isn't enough. You have to make good use of it. Liverpool play only one way. Yep. Couldn't be any easier. And I've said this before, it will almost always easy to play against Liverpool. It's a high line, a game press, and everything. But I'm quite sure from what we've seen the last time that he's learned to be a bit more pragmatic, and I think he will be more pragmatic now that this is definitely will be his last season as Liverpool manager. So he will want to do everything he can to win every trophy possible. We should be winning and going for a win. I think we should go for a win. Okay. If you think of Broja scares Van Dijk, no, I don't think it would scare him. But maybe, hopefully, seeing a Broja will lead to him being overconfident, and then the kid will smoke him on that day. I think that. So let's get back to the lineup prediction exercise. Roger, let me start with you. If we're going by this, which we're not too sure, we just have to get it done. The two players are behind the striker. If we're going by this structure, which can even it doesn't matter if it turns it to 3-5-2. I think we can still metamorphose into this. I can't pronounce that word. But go ahead, Roger. Let's hear you.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
probably well obviously
Thank you. Into this, yeah.
I think Palmer obviously plays unless he's hurt, so you can put him up top definitely. You don't have the actual you don't actually have the screenshot of the starting 11, coach. Can you hear me, coach?
Screenshot of which one?
Well, the actual formation and the players.
Yeah, crystal clear. You were saying.
So you want us to look at the players, but can you put the formation up on the screen?
The old game?
No, coach. You don't like to usually put the formation.
From Mob. I'm not sharing my screen.
Yes. There you go, coach. So
that took like 5 minutes. What the heck was I thinking? But go ahead.
It's okay, coach. It's okay. You can have the one of those players up front, basically track back and make a front, a middle three. I get that. I would say obviously Palmer on the right. Listen, I'm not sure. I think he's going to start Sterling. He seems to be the default player. I believe last time I looked on my spreadsheet, he's only missed 3 games this whole season. So he's started or been subbed 26 out of 29 times. So what does that tell you? But Mudryk, depending on the possession,
what against them the last time? Go ahead.
Well, we don't have to. Last time you talking about last time we played them? Yeah, yes and no.
The season opener.
Mudryk started, I believe, and he can utilize the gaps that left behind in that high line down the channel. He would definitely be a threat. He would cause them concern, most definitely. But he's been playing very poorly. I believe the last time he started, in fact, he was subbed off at halftime. I think because of the fact he got carded, but he had his first 6 possessions. He was either muscled off the ball, or he lost possession, or made a poor pass. His first 6 possessions, he was horrible. I think he's actually regressing. He's in a bad vein of form, shall we say. I think we can safely assume
in all honesty, in my opinion, I would blame the manager for that, because he's played well and you got dropped to the bench. That sort of player, when you sense that they are high on confidence, you keep playing them. The manager hasn't been helped in that case, in my opinion. But go ahead with what you were saying, Roger.
Yeah, no, I think that's a valid point to a certain extent. I get that. I really do. But I don't know. I think also, I get what you're saying. But then again, you have to understand that you can't. I think the manager's trying to protect him more so than not wanting to give him confidence. You can look at that what's transpiring in 2 ways. One, he wants to protect him more because he's so young to the league, and basically he hasn't played that much. He really hasn't. He's not a very experienced player in the top 5 leagues. He just isn't. When you consider there are players that are his age that have played 2-3 years in this league. So when you look at that in that context, but I agree. I think he's probably the type of player that needs to be played into form. But maybe he has knocks also. There's stuff that we don't know about. But I do get your logic, but I'm not sure I quite agree with it sometimes. But you see where I'm coming from. I'm not sure whether Mudryk plays. Obviously, I think it's going to be Palmer, Broja, and Sterling. But I would like to see Mudryk play. But then again, having said that, I'm a little bit apprehensive because of the very poor form that he's currently in the last few games. But I think based on how he's played historically, this matchup will suit him very well because of his speed and his ability to put pressure on their back line, their high back line.
Okay, but let's say his thing. I don't see the manager going with that logic. I don't see that. You know fully well Gallagher starts this game, and you know he prefers he prefers what's his name?
Yeah, but Gallagher's
Raheem
got more
Sterling over
experience. Coach.
Mudryk. And somebody on Instagram is saying just quickly, Poch's master plan is to throw in Jackson to disjoint Liverpool's defense. God help us. I don't think Jackson is not going to start. Paul 4-2-4-2. He's not going to start because we've heard he has to travel to Senegal before coming back to the UK. So go ahead, Roger. Were you saying something? I'm waiting for
Coach, it's me.
For your selection here. If there's any need
It's
to
me
use it,
that
we
was
would do
talking.
that. Yeah.
It's
go ahead.
me that was talking. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Coach? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah,
I think there's a lag, Bobby.
I was saying
looks like
that
Bobby cannot hear us.
I know he'll probably start Palmer, Sterling, and Broja up top, but I wish he would do Palmer, Noni, and Broja. I think that it's so novel that it would cause Liverpool defenders a lot of problems. This is why Klopp is nervous playing us, because he doesn't really know the team. We don't really know the team. So he's not comfortable with that. He's one of those sort of managers that likes to know exactly what he's up against. But when you've got a Chelsea with returning injuries that he's not even seen, and then some of these young players that he's not seen either and not used to, it's I mean, I'm not saying he's afraid, but he is unsure. Let's put it that way. Very unsure. And I think if we start out like that, that would put us on the front foot. And if we're on the front foot, that's a huge leap to probably even winning the game.
Yeah. And Drippy, here's the thing. We're going by what we did against Liverpool because he worked so well, and it was a 3-4-2-1. He started with a 3-5-2 and then switched it to 3-4-2-1, and we were the better side on the day. So the belief is that he's going to do the same thing today. But let's see what happens. He's predictably unpredictable right now. I know if we're going by how many times we've started with this particular, with the 4-2-3-1 structure, then most likely that would be the case. But here's the thing, even in most cases where people think we're playing with the 4-2-3-1 structure, we've actually played with the 3 at the back structure, especially when you see eventual Levi Cowell starting in the left back position. Roger, I'll come to you to give me the names you want me to plug in there. And if I'm not too sure what to do with that area. Coach drinking too much coffee, you think? Okay, let's see what else we have. Yeah, and maybe I need to because I wake up 2 a.m. every time we do the show at this time. Sorry, Coach, the previous comment might have put you off. Possibly, I'm not too sure. It's deadline day. Broja is needed. Do you think that happens? He may well still stay because it doesn't look like we're too serious about selling him. We don't share the link in the chat for a reason. Sometimes we do, but today I'm not ready to do that because we have to follow some measures not to avoid somebody sabotaging the channel. Coach, next time when you are introducing Roger, Bobby, or Max, add to them the honorary. How do you pronounce that again? The honorary. I can't pronounce that word. Roger, can you help me there? The honorary title of Agba Bola, most experienced of fans on the channel. Go ahead, Roger.
No, you got it. You pronounced
Did I
it
get it
perfectly.
correct?
You did indeed, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see what else. Minus first, JP. Let's see what else we have here. Will CFC leave Gallagher in London for a medical? He's not leaving. You already know that. Not in January. Beyond January, the chances of him leaving increases. That's because his contract factor comes into play and all that. But right now, I think he stays. Gallagher doesn't require medical. The start needs to pass when the tapping is on. I think it's changed. What was the last game we won? There was one I was thinking he was going to shoot. He squared it for Broja. Whether it was a deflection or not, I don't care. But he squared it for Broja. And probably because he's reading everything. he's read everything out there about him. He's being too selfish, and that has led to us losing some games or drawing games we shouldn't draw. I don't know what is happening to Mudryk, but he's so poor. I wouldn't say so poor. I think that's been 2 games, and you can argue he's low on confidence. And I'm still saying, partly, in my opinion, and Roger is correct. I mean, there could be something that's going on. The manager hasn't helped. The fact that when he played so well, you expect him to start the next game, the manager jumps into the bench and starts Raheem Sterling. And even when Raheem Sterling isn't playing well, he plays 180 minutes. You understand? You understand what I mean by that? But he's poor. He needs to progress. I hope Pochettino is doing something about him. It's not the rest of the show is not going anywhere. These panelists need to stop talking over each other, especially the coach. It's Google playing tricks. I think there's a bit of delay between the audio. So I'll talk, and I think they're not responding without realizing they haven't heard what I said, and then I'll say something else. Yeah, so apologies, guys. We can't stop it. I think we have to finish the show like that. And Roger was the one that mentioned it first in the private chat, and I agree. The fact that we need to play Broja shows you how poor our opposition are at the moment. Okay, but that's your opinion anyway. I'm not sure what to make of that particular comment right there. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's see. If we're going by how many times we've gone with that structure, most definitely a back foot. If you're on Twitter and you're interested in being a panelist here, just hit me up on Twitter. Then you get a chance. We don't share links. We do, but today I'm not ready to go through the process of ensuring doing some stuff to ensure nobody sabotages the channel. We will only let Broja go in and get the replacement. It wouldn't make sense to let him go if you cannot get a replacement right now. And the manager, he sang him praises, waxed lyrics about him. I don't see there's a chance he stays actually. Chimera, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding time to join the show. You're always fighting with me, even in the comment section on some of the videos. But much love to you, brother. It's all good, coach, and just having fun about lags. It's easy to understand you people. No issues. Thank you. I appreciate that, brother, for your patience. Let's see. Breaking news of what I heard that Mudryk has had a lot of support from Poch, but just Mudryk hasn't got the football intelligence. Wow. You seriously going to the H place for saying this? Really? That's just your opinion. You're dumping your opinion on us. That's some breaking news. No to Broja, no to Jackson. Say no to emotional distress. Wow. Chimera, but Roger, let's say you give me the names you want me to plug in if we're going by this structure.
I believe that Pochettino is going to pick Palmer, Broja, and Sterling. Now, it is possible that he may not play Broja.
I think Gallagher gets in here, one of the 3 remaining positions.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying, because we've got a back 3. Yeah. I think he probably wants his industry, doesn't he? So, yeah, then it's going to be Palmer and Sterling and Gallagher then. It's going to be hard to see, you know. He may pick Mudryk over Sterling, but I don't see that happening. He goes for experience more than anything. I would actually put Sterling on the left, Palmer on the right.
The manager has been everywhere in terms of his selection pattern.
I think it's going to be a 3-4-1-2, which basically means that you've got 3 in the mid, and that person can. Yeah, that's exactly how I would put it. I would put Palmer. On the right and Gallagher in the middle. Just 3-4-1-2. There you go. If anything. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fluid. Don't get me wrong; they're not going to be static there whatsoever. So, but that's probably the likelihood. I'm not sure whether he does start Mudryk because of his vein of form, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised if he does. You know, it's so hard to see. It really is. It's going to be an interest. It's interesting to see what we have here. You know, I think if Jackson had returned earlier, I think he would have started. But obviously, there's no chance of that. So, because he really likes Jackson, he likes his link-up play. What do you think, Bobby?
And I'm going to say this in all honesty. Okay, Bobby, whenever you're ready, I'll let you speak. I'm watching your microphone. Once you unmute it, I'll stop speaking so we'll listen to you. Here's the thing. I don't think Broja starts this game, but that's just my opinion anyway. Again, I agree. This structure is usually very, very, very fluid. It could be 3-4-3, it could be 3-4-1-2, 3-4-2-1. It's a very fluid approach, and I like that. I like it the most when you have wingers playing in the wing back positions, but Gusto and Chile will be enough for me. That's because we have balance there because they're traditionally wing backs, full backs, and both can be wing backs and full backs too. That brings balance, a bit of balance against a very potent opponent in terms of how, because they cover Liverpool. Yes, you will get chances against them, but you better be clinical. If you score 3, they're capable of scoring 10. Bobby, let's say you. Roger did ask you a question. I'll let you speak. I won't speak again until you're done speaking because of the delay in communication. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying he's going to play a back 3, possibly. I'm not sure it matters. I think he's more of a back 4 person, morphing into a 3 in game, depending on the circumstances. If he is playing a back 3, then yeah, he'll go with the wing backs. Is Chile up to it after his time off injured? Well, they've damaged us. I mean, we all have PTSD now. A player coming back from injury, and we're all scared of them doing what they're supposed to do, and that's play football. I don't know if he'll start Chile. I don't know if Chile's able to start. But if he isn't, he won't be playing a back 3, because he'll be forced to use Desassi on the right and Gusto on the left. Desassi has played back-to-back games. I don't know how he is. He seems to be a fit boy, but anybody, if you flog them too much, it becomes too much. So I don't know. Yeah, you bring on Chile, but I still see a back 4, to be honest. I really do.
Also, coach, there's a small possibility in the formation that we've chosen here, and I understand what Bobby's saying. I do, but it's hard to say that. It's just my interpretation. But I can also see the possibility, if Gusto's not able to go, that you put Sterling in that right back position, and you have Mudryk replacing Sterling up front on the left, or Broja. I can see this permutation being brought into the equation also. It's not out of the realm of possibility, is what I'm saying.
Here's the thing. Something, let me use your term again. It's predictably unpredictable. We're just having fun because there's no, you can say, a constant pattern. There's no pattern. Let me just use the term pattern because that would be using both doesn't make sense really.
Sure.
There's no pattern to his method, or you can say his selection process. Nothing has been constant except the central area, the 2 6s, if they're both fit, we'll know they're both static. Starting, if there's been changes, it will be most likely maybe him deploying Enzo in the number 10 role, but if he's fit, he starts. In the front area, it's always been difficult to correctly predict who starts and who doesn't start. Sometimes you see a player do so well, and you look forward to that player starting in the next game. Boom, the player gets dropped to the bench. He's done that to Mudryk, and you see a player underperforming, and he stays on the pitch for 180 minutes. So then we decided to go with a back 3 because we looked at the Liverpool game. You could say that you could argue one of our best games so far this season, and I think knowing him, chances are he'd do the same thing. And the fact that we consider the fact that in most cases where we've started, you can say let's call it the starting structure, has been the 4-2-3-1 structure. Usually the application shows we're playing with a three at the back, with three center backs, and all this. It's more like, you can say the application, it's more like a three at the back structure. So, but we're not too sure. I think very soon we will be able to have to get a hold of what he'd be, well, to correctly anticipate what he'd do in every game. When we have a lot of players back all, you can say all our players fully fit, then we'll be able to tell what he can do. I wouldn't be shocked that if Carney starts this game. I wouldn't be shocked if he decides to go with 3-5-2 to start with that and then switch it up just like he did the last time. We will find out. We're just having fun right now for the sake of it. In most cases, there's hardly a time we've actually correctly predicted this lineup. Go ahead, Roger.
Yeah, we played 29 games so far this season in all competitions, and we have yet to repeat 2 consecutive starting teams with the same players. We have yet to do that. That should tell you something.
Yeah, it simply means we're just having fun. Yeah. Some you can say Petrovic picks himself and all that. Bobby and Roger are the new set piece coaches for Chelsea. Okay, thank you for that, Leighton. Let's what else we have here. This is probably a game for Mudryk. You can say, yeah, the ideal thing to do would be to fill them, you can select them for this game because there will be tons of spaces for him to exploit. And defensively, we'll know who starts in the right back position for Liverpool, except if the manager decides to play him in the midfield area and play someone else there. Yeah, but we're not too sure the manager gives him an opportunity. And you can say, especially now that he's not been in great form. But Poch, more than anything, first make sure to lose so Mudryk can solve. Let's see what happens. How many minutes has Palmer played since debut? Quite a lot. Probably has played more than any other player. Who else?
Disasi,
maybe Casado. Disasi also. Yeah, Disasi. Has he missed any? I don't remember. One maybe. No, actually, we heard that he had some sort of injury or a knock, and then the next game he was on the pitch. First game in a while where I'm not even bothered about results. I'm only concerned about Liverpool's strength ahead of our cup final. So this might as well be an exhibition match, or maybe a more a rehearsal. But we'll find out. I think. No, I don't think so. I think this is a serious game. Let's see. Breaking news: Gakpo out for Liverpool. I didn't hear. Okay. Gakpo is actually the least of my concern. Yeah, exactly. It should. I don't think it's going to be that like that. This is saying that Bobby's last minute adjustment usually turns out to be true, especially with FBs, fullbacks. Yeah, he's excellent at actually predicting what Pochettino will do in terms of defensive line selection. Is Salah available? No. He's listed as still on international duty, but the JC updated us that he has an issue and is back for rehabilitation and will be out for weeks. No way Poch plays Sterling in a defensive role. Yeah, that makes sense too. I don't think he'd risk it, but you never know. Bobby wants to put Broja on that flight to Liverpool so that Fulham, West Ham don't buy him. Is that what you think? Let's see, Coach. This lineup is a back four. Don't forget, Chilwell is a winger. Yeah, you could call this a back four too. But here's the thing: we'll find out. We're just having fun right here. What was I going to ask Roger? Roger, let's see. Is there any lesson that you can say to be learned from whatever the outcome, whatever outcome we get from this game? Like, let's say, in terms of with regards to the Carabao Cup final, well, you can say whoever wins today, do you think that will most likely win the Carabao Cup final, or do you think it's irrelevant whatever happens today?
Totally irrelevant First of all, the Carabao Cup final is going to be played on a neutral site, namely Wembley. You know, Wembley Stadium is neutral, different environment, bigger pitch. It's no, I don't think this has any bearing whatsoever. Perhaps from Poch's perspective, because you know what Klopp is going to do, 4-3-3 every day, any day. He doesn't deviate from that, really. I think maybe perhaps that if he sees something that, whether it's formation-wise or personnel-wise, that it works, perhaps he'll take that into consideration going forward, whether it's for the cup final or other matches. That's a possibility. Because let's face it, we still don't know our strongest 11 because we haven't been afforded the luxury of being able to start players on a consistent basis because of injuries. So perhaps, for instance, Carney comes on and solidifies a starting position. We don't know, or whomever. So let's see. We don't know yet, but there is a possibility that it can bear fruit for Poch going forward. But for Klopp, no. He already knows his starting 11. He already knows his favoured formation. He's been in 8.5 years. If he doesn't know by now, he never will. And the results tell us he does know what he's doing.
Let me put it this way, Roger. You say does the winner? You say does the winner of this game, the game today, later today, will the winner of the game later today have a psychological edge over the loser in the Carabao Cup final?
Perhaps, especially if it's a lopsided win, if it's 4-0 or 3-0 or more, you know, then perhaps if Chelsea do win hypothetically by a large amount, then it could play mind games with Klopp going forward, or vice versa. But maybe then Poch will be far more pragmatic in the final. What one doesn't know. But assuming it's probably going to play out to be a draw, then I don't think it really affects anything going forward, unless it's a hugely lopsided victory. In my opinion.
I'd like Bobby to answer that, but just a few seconds to catch up with what we have in the chat. Paul 4242 says deadline day tomorrow. Dave, I'm guessing you're referencing Chelsea, will probably announce a signing of some 15-year-old as a masterclass signing. Wow. Paul, you're really not happy there. Yeah. So if we're losing, we should put our academy players on to break legs. So for Liverpool final, have no players and no win title. That could work. That's the sort of thing I see our Rigo side doing. Keep the same backline against Villa. Maybe you never know what will happen, but we're not too sure. But we're just need to say the reasoning behind us going with this particular structure is that we used that against Liverpool to a great effect. I agree with this first team. Drippy, thank you for that. With a false 9, yeah, and that's what I think you do. I personally, Richard thinks Broja starts, and Bobby thinks Broja starts, but we'll find out in a few hours. It seems wrong. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Anything that's kept up in lives on the stream. Nkunku available. And don't be shocked if you see him starting. We just don't know what's going to happen, and that's because the possibility for us to see a different lineup, is huge. Chelsea to win. Okereke Ugochukwu. I hope we win. Dalo, and thank you for finding time to join us. He will be on the bench, bro. Let's see what happens. Who will be on the bench? Chelsea to clutch. Okay, let's see what happens. 3-1 of Chelsea. You think? I think both teams will score. Win for Parma. Parma gets an assist, you think? Okay, we'll find out. All Starling. Okay, thank you for that. Let's see. Chelsea to win 3-1. Ugo, I think I've seen that. Breaking news, Alex Disasi. Axel Disasi has played 1,687 minutes. Levi Colwell, 1,600. Raheem Sterling, 1,500. Cole Palmer, 1,000. So Roger was correct. So Disasi leads in that department. So Bobby, let's hear you. How again, how important will a win be for either of the two teams, Liverpool or Chelsea? You can say with regards to the Carabao Cup final, if you're there, Bob, let's hear you. So I'm going to keep reading what we have in the chat. If I see you unmute your microphone, I will just will stop and listen to you. Yeah, but that's minutes for Parma with half the games. Okay. Let's see. Thanks for the update, Leighton. Yeah, he always quick. I don't know how he does that so quickly. But that's by the way, Roger. It looks like Bobby isn't available to speak right now. We'll be rounding up soon. Roger, the question I want to ask you: what changes do you expect? What changes do you expect? Should we, if the manager goes with this, the 11 we'll have on the screen here, what player do you think to see? I think we're seeing Nkunku, even if it doesn't start. I think we're still calling Chukwuemeka. And there's a chance both actually could start, but I don't know. But let's hear you, Roger.
Yeah, I think they'll come on. I don't think either is fit enough to start. Match fit, I'm talking about. And that's reflected on the amount of minutes that they played lately. So I'd be shocked if Nkunku starts. Maybe, possibly Carney, but I doubt it. I really do. I mean, as I said, he's played in 3 matches, he's played less than a half. So in total, so I doubt it. But then again, one doesn't know. We're not privy to the medical details that the coaches have. But I'd be very, very surprised if Nkunku even gets a sniff of this game, let alone starting. I think he may come on for 15 to 30 minutes maximum. I really do. I think they're going to wrap him in cotton wool, and rightly so. You know, how many minutes has Nkunku played this year? Less than a couple of hundred. So think about it. He's barely played at all. I think it's too much of a risk, in my opinion. But only the medical staff know, and obviously the player.
Yeah, we can only speculate. We don't know anything about his fitness. Chelsea winning 3-0, and that's Rhys James Kingdom. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Let's see what else we have here. Chelsea win halftime. Okay. Richard, anything else you want us to talk about before we call it a day?
No, it's going to be a very interesting game. It's I'm looking forward to this immensely. As I said before, these two teams bring out the best in each other. They match up very well. If you're a neutral fan, you're going to love this game. That's what generally happens. I just hope that we can stay healthy and negate gifting our bloody opposition chances, and we take our own. This is what has separated us from being higher up the table. You know, if as I said, I've just watched the actual the first match, and we had far more chances than they did, and we just weren't able to capitalize on them. And that's pretty much the summary of our whole season thus far. So we need to start being more clinical. You know, we are able and skillful enough to garner most of the possession and create the chances, which we've done for the last 2 seasons. It's just the lack of finishing. That's been the issue for us for years now. Realistically, since Diego Costa left us, let's be honest here. So until that is rectified, expect some choppy waters in our sailing. It's that simple.
Yep, thank you so much, Roger. Bobby, I don't know if you have anything else to add to that. Otherwise, I'm going to catch up with what we have in the chat, and we can call it a day. It's been an excellent discussion and very interactive as usual. So I appreciate everyone in the chat. Okay, let's see. Halftime. Let's see, Coach. You are operating like a Mourinho who predicted Barcelona's lineup in Presa one day before game. Okay. Let's see. What else we have here? JC Nkunku, okay, just having a conversation there, and Constantine is saying Palmer, I don't think has missed a game or come up. So I think he's come off the bench. I can't quite remember one time. And what made why it's not again why I want to forget that date is that before he came on, who was that took the penalty? It was Connie Chukwemeka. No. It was Nani Madueke. And he was actually warming up, about to come on, and Nani Madueke took the penalty. So I think he's come off the bench once, and that's the reason why I will never forget that. Palmer, don't think has missed a game or come off the bench. He's come off or off top. Is that you're saying soft off or something? That's a lot of minutes of Poch Junior. Better not get him injured because of this. Yeah, if he gets injured, we're in trouble. Let's see. A great show to Coach Bobby Broja, and remember, Poch does get it right in the second half of the season. Yep, according to history, Poch and the coaching staff are starting to whatever that means. Just something I remember this because Poch never takes Palmer off, even when winning. I agree with you. He's played him quite a lot. He likes him. That was against Preston. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 53 likes. I appreciate you. All the show picked up towards the end. We have 1,200 plus views in the back end. But we take that and say thank you to Roger. Thank you to Bobby for finding the time to join me on the panel here. And thank you to Constantine Dante. Much love to you. I appreciate you all. Rich Money Makers and JC, my bro. Thank you so much. All of you in the chat. We have, how do I pronounce your name there? I avoided trying to pronounce it. Let me just call you Mabika. Mabika, thank you for finding the time to join the show. And we have Rich James Kingdom. Thank you so much. Rich Money Makers, I've said hello to you. We had Drippy in the house and Mr. Okereke, Uchechukwu, thank you for joining. Chimera, anybody else, and if I miss your name, apologies. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Cheers, everyone.